In a world where content is limitless, two dudes forge an unbreakable bond to become a part of something larger than themselves by creating a podcast unlike nothing the world has ever heard. Time is running out, and all hope will soon be lost. Their content could hold the key to fight against the darkness. No matter how many podcasts the people have listened to, they haven't heard us. Not us united. Well, are you ready to either become closer friends or perhaps mortal enemies?
Yes. In a way, yes. This is going to be very interesting. I like this idea you came up with, Nicholas Kruzich.
Thank you. What is the idea? I don't remember.
This thing we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The thing we're doing tonight. Yes. I did come up with, we've got, we want to reflect on movies that, we're obviously going to review movies every week, but there's just so many. So we thought, well, I guess I thought, and then pass it to you, and you're like, yes, green light, green light, green
Yes.
light. What if we just reflected on a year as a whole? What was the common themes we saw in cinema? What was the good, the bad?
The ugly?
The ugly?
Mm.
Oh, not in 2019, but whenever that movie came out. But yes.
1974.
Sure.
No, probably not.
Check. Fact check. Go.
I'll be doing that.
And, yeah. But in the midst of that, to draft teams of movies for our listeners to decide who has been destined to have glorious purpose in the podcasting movie realm.
Yeah.
You know? And so we're going to each pick 5 movies, divvied up into 4 genres and 1 wild card pick. That's going to be in the middle of this podcast. And then we're just going to talk about some underdogs and some ones we didn't like. And we're just going to literally take the year 2019, and we're going to do this once a month for a year and see what happens. Yeah, each one at the end of the month will be about a year.
So the end of the month we'll be doing a year. So we're starting with 2019 and moving backwards.
That is correct.
And we're starting with 2019 because we're just saying 2020 was a more difficult year for movies.
Yes.
And
we'll review movies from 2020 that came out probably as well. So it's like there's also just not as big of a lineup.
So there's kind of a rule, I guess, our it's not super strict of because there's those Oscar winning movies, like the Oscar bait that comes out, limited releases in the winter, but general releases don't come out till January.
Correct.
So I would consider a 2019 movie, even though technically something like a Parasite, I was only able to see in January
of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. If it released somewhere in the world, even in a limited theatrical release in that year, that's the year it came out.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
That will function
if it's
as well.
Oscar nominated for that year, then yeah.
Agreed.
Also, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly came in. What do you have a guess?
I was going to guess 72.
It's 66.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we've
Off to
lost
a good
all
start.
credibility already, right to start. Okay, well, let's talk about the year 2019 in our episode of 2019.
2019, the year of that year.
Can you remember that far back?
No, I really can't. I lived in a different state.
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were.
Yeah, we didn't even know each other in 2019.
Oh, crazy.
It feels like it's just a dream. Did 2019 happen? But it did.
Yeah.
And there
Pre-COVID.
were some glorious, one huge amount of films came out.
Yeah. Looking back on the list, holy cow.
It was like Hollywood knew
Yeah.
a pandemic was about to happen, and then they were like, how about twice the amount of movies?
Yeah.
We were looking through the list of movies to come up with for our movie draft, and the list had about 50 per page, and I think we got to page 5 or 6, and it was there were still movies on there that we liked, that we had seen.
Right.
It was we're in 250, 300 range. This is absurd.
Yeah.
Now, granted, not every page was filled with 50 movies that we had seen, but for the most part, 80% of those pages were whoa.
Something at least recognizable
Something,
or at least you've heard of.
Correct.
Yeah. Or at least if you're enough of a film nerd like us, you kind of know.
Yeah. In 2019 too, it would have been the tail end of. I did hop on to the Movie Pass when it was hot. Did
Nice.
you ever have it?
So I was going to,
Okay.
but the one theater in my area did not do it.
Oh, okay. Well, let me explain what Movie Pass was, because this is the greatest business to ever exist. Movie Pass was this card that you got in the mail. You pay them $10 a month, and you could go see a movie in a movie theater one time a day for the entire month.
Amazing.
Their business practice was, we're hoping that $10 covers all of the rest of the movies that you're going to see. Their hope was like, oh, you'll forget that you had it for a month.
Yeah.
Like a Netflix model. It's like, oh, you haven't, signed in for 2 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
No.
Everyone was like, oh, I get a free movie a day.
Yeah.
And I only have to pay $10.
Yeah.
I have the app. I don't think it exists anymore, but
No,
I
it's
went
not.
and saw in the 8th month bubble that they existed. They might have existed for almost a year. I'd have to look. I went and saw probably 2 movies to 3 movies a week for almost a year. Like, it was nuts.
You single-handedly destroyed Movie Pass.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, I would get at least, I'd at least get 1 movie a week probably on average.
Yeah.
Because we even had like we had the Tuesday night $5 movies here. But then I would do a Movie Pass like elsewhere.
Mhm.
And so like even so I maybe saved Movie Pass a few times by going on a Tuesday, so they only had to cover $5. But I made sure I got at least my $10 worth, which is pretty easy when every ticket was like $10 to $12.
Well, that was the issue too, because like places, most places would be like $10 a ticket, but like if you got your New York, your LA, easily like 15 for a ticket. So
agreed.
Going to a movie put them down.
Yeah.
Did you have any issues with like, because now Movie Pass is like, it's over, it's dead.
Yeah,
it's
it
dead.
blew up.
So, but like recently in the past month, they've come out and said, we throttled our app to make sure that people couldn't use the app near the end, because
at the end what they did was they raised it $5 a month, and then they were like, you can go to this movie only on Thursdays.
Yeah.
You can go to this movie only on Saturdays. And it was like, for $15 a month, it wasn't still the worst value.
You just had to plan it.
But when you had unlimited, I mean, like I said, I probably gave Movie Pass maybe $100 tops. And I saw $300 to $400 worth of movies. Like, it was absurd, I think their hope was to get so much intake that they'd have some income off of that cash. And so I probably saw some of these movies, but I think like 2018, 2019 was when it blew up. And so I had to finally pay for all these movies. But luckily, there's a lot of good ones that it was worth paying for. But what a time to be alive. Movie
That was
Pass.
amazing. I really wish
what
I
a
had.
wild ride.
My one theater didn't have Movie Pass, and I was kind of bummed out about it.
That is too bad.
Yeah.
I think their hope was like, what if we sell you that many more movie tickets, then maybe the theaters will start paying us money?
Yes, they wanted the theaters to pay them because, like, we're bringing you people. And they're like, no.
Yeah, it's like we don't make any money off the tickets anyway because it pays for, So they're just like, you're not changing our profit, margins that much. I mean, and all the movies that were coming out anyway, that was the thing they throttled towards the end, was like an Infinity War or like a Endgame. You don't get to see it the first week it comes out.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
They would be like, week 2, and it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna still go see this.
Yeah,
because I'm only paying you $10 a month anyway. I'll just watch it.
It's one. You go to one movie.
But I saw some trash movies with Movie Pass. I saw,
That's great, because also there's some trash movies in this year.
There are.
And this was an interesting year, just looking back at it, to be like, there was so many movies, and I'm like, I saw. Not as many as you, I don't think now, but like a fair amount of these, of like, but I remember that one. They've just been like erased from my mind.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had to actually go back and do some homework because there was a few like more well-known 2019 films that I hadn't quite caught up with, because there were just so many that came out that year. And so,
do you want to say a few that you weren't able to get to? I have a few on my list.
That I still haven't gotten to, or the ones that I wasn't able to get to that I did watch?
that
just the
you
ones that I haven't been
weren't
able
able
to
to
watch.
get to, period, because they won't be mentioned in the draft.
True. I didn't get to The Irishman,
Me
which
neither.
is ironic because it's a Netflix film.
Right.
Like, it was technically at my fingertips
At
for
any
the last
point.
2 years. I didn't get to Peanut Butter Falcon.
Okay.
And I didn't get to. I'd have to look on the list. Oh, Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, really?
Never
Okay.
saw Jojo Rabbit.
Okay, interesting.
So doesn't mean I still can't pick it.
No. You saw my eyes.
No, I'm just kidding. But I feel like overall, I intook
A fair amount of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough.
like I definitely missed a few like maybe more critically acclaimed
Yeah.
ones, but I feel like I saw what I needed to see, and I have a good idea of what I was missing out on with like The Irishman.
Yeah.
Probably, like I think I've
You know what's going on.
yeah. And but Jojo Rabbit would have been one I would have liked to have
That's
made the
interesting.
cut.
You didn't see that one. That was
It's just not on anything that I could have watched it for free at the moment. So
Okay.
I'd have to find something. But no, I think I caught up pretty good. You probably wouldn't have approved of like the ones that I put over the others, but I think overall I got pretty good.
The ones that you put over the others, like
Like missing Jojo Rabbit, but seeing like
Cats.
Uncut Gems
Oh.
or something. Or like,
Well, I haven't seen Uncut Gems.
oh, okay. You
So,
haven't seen
but I
Uncut
have
Gems.
seen Jojo Rabbit.
Okay.
So there are three that I was not able to get to. And Uncut Gems.
Okay.
I didn't see Little Women.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Good to know.
Oh
Good
no.
to
Just doesn't mean I
know.
can't pick it.
Yes,
Doesn't mean I can't pick it.
Yep, good to know. Anyway, go on.
You're taking several notes right now.
Yes, good.
You're writing a whole entire sentence. What are you
Good,
doing?
Good, Michael. Tell
Stop
me more.
writing.
All right, what else you got? What's your third?
My third is kind of a wild card, but also like a Chinese film called An Elephant Standing Still.
Oh, okay. Never heard
And the
of
only
that
reason
one.
I didn't see it is because it's 4 hours long.
What? All right, we'll watch it together.
Nice.
I've never seen it either.
So the movies we watched together, or at least for the past month or two, have been movies that we can talk over and just rail
That's
at.
true. Do we need to watch more trash films?
I think it's funner to watch trash movies with,
That's fair.
because this one's gonna be a little more serious. I think.
Okay, fine. We can have our serious moments separately, I suppose.
No, I'm down to watch it. It's on Criterion, so
we do
I got
kind of
that.
do commentary a little heavy, and like we said in the last few episodes, the few that we've gone to the theater together with, we've literally had empty
Yep.
theaters still.
But that again,
It's
let's talk
hilarious.
about Werewolves Within.
Yeah,
That's the only
Werewolves
reason I
Within.
had so much fun with that movie.
it's true. Yeah. Had there been like one guy, we would have
I
had
would
to
felt
like
so
hold
bad.
our
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're ruining.
Or
this
just
guy's-
become friends with him or something.
True. If we would have laughed at the right opportune
Yeah.
time, maybe he would have been like, my guys.
My guys. That would take a brave soul to go to by yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I've only seen a few movies by myself.
I mean that movie particularly. There was a time in
Oh,
college
That was a very
yeah.
peculiar movie. You mean to choose?
It's
to
just
go
like
to
it's a
alone.
random one,
Yeah.
in our area, and like just like okay.
Mhm.
But no, there was in college. I saw movies by myself a majority of the time,
Right.
Because no one was gonna see these random movies with me.
That's
But
fair.
like all the big stuff, I went with friends.
yeah,
But like, or like I would go at like a Tuesday at 11 because I had the afternoon off, and so
yeah,
no one else did. So I was like, okay,
that
well, I'm gonna
early
go
bird
see a
special.
movie. Yeah.
sure, makes sense.
But anyways, what were you? Do you want to talk about your life in 2019? I guess MoviePass was your big part, but
Sure. Yeah, current events of what was going on in 2019. We had already bought in our first little condo,
nice.
so we had our own little place. Had it all set up, had a nice little board game table room. All my board games like perfectly, placed in categorical. So it was
Chef's
like, oh,
kiss.
that's the 2-player shelf. That's the whatever. I used to be like that.
And now it's
Now it's just chaos.
that.
It's just like all of my games had to find a shelf to be on. So, but I do feel good. This last weekend, I was able to get rid of 6 games and replace it with 1. I'm making gains.
yeah, making games.
Gains.
Games.
Yeah, that'll be our next podcast.
Games.
There you go. But no, let's see. Life going on 2019. It was actually a relatively chill year life event-wise.
Right.
But, yeah, it was a perfect year. Had we known what was coming, like,
oh yeah.
it definitely was a year taken for granted.
Yeah.
But I got to share like a really special experience in seeing Avengers Endgame in 2019. That was a big release, and I got to see it with my wife, who we made in our vows, both separately without us knowing. We said we would never go to a midnight premiere without each other, or
Nice.
like a
Marvel.
a premiere. I guess it's not midnight anymore. They do it basically Thursday at 5 o'clock. Yeah, some spoilers for Endgame, but it was just like we finally got to see like the culmination of all the movies. We literally met for the first time at a midnight premiere of the first Avengers, and so to literally like have it come to an end was just like poetic.
Yeah,
it was wild.
That's so
you
cool.
know. And then following that, I went to go see it with my dad and little brother and sister, and so that movie just was it was a beautiful experience to not only get a private showing, like not a private showing with my wife, but like it felt like it. We were in a really big theater with like these huge leather lounger seats and stuff. It was really nice. And then the next weekend to see it with my like dad, who introduced me to Marvel, and then get to watch it with my siblings, who I introduced to Marvel. And then you just see all the stuff that happens in that movie, and you just look over at each other and you're just like, my dude.
It was a that's extremely special experience. That's
Chef's
so
kisses.
cool.
I'm making chef kisses. What about you?
Oh, mine is much less eventful than yours.
Dang, I should have went last. I'm sorry.
You're like, I just got my first house, and this was a really special moment with my wife. And I'm like, I mean, I just graduated college.
Yes.
Like end of 2018 is when I graduated college, so I started my first job.
Okay.
Outside of college,
Nice.
I worked with people's teeth.
Hey.
I did braces.
Excellent.
So that was cool. Yeah.
Hey, a lot of people's lives are changed for the better because
That is
of you.
true. Yeah.
Look at that.
It was fun.
I'm over here buying like some stupid house, which I actually bought in 2018. So it didn't even. So I was living in my whatever. So you're over here changing people's lives.
One mouth at a time.
Yeah.
That was our slogan.
My dude. Good job.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Doing Lord's work. My dude.
One mouth at a time.
But yeah, other than that, current events, I can't really think. We were living in a crazy time.
We had the high life.
Yeah.
And we were good, and then we didn't know what was coming, man.
We didn't.
Crazy.
Nope. We still went to movies a little bit normal in the off season, like January through March, but like March of 2020, like I said, I would like those first 2 weeks were like super normal. Went and saw like 2 movies, and the next 2 weeks were the most different years of or different weeks of my life. So, but hey, enough about 2020. We're talking about 2019.
Well, actually, 2019, I woke up one day. I guess this is a little life changing, actually 2019 was a pretty big year.
Oh, now you remember.
I forget. I don't know, man.
Gotcha.
I got my tattoo in 2019 around
nice.
Thanksgiving.
Of what?
Of
I know what it is.
Do you want to? Can I show it to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Or do
lifting
you
my.
not want to tell
I'm
people?
taking my shirt off right now.
Okay. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
I have the Tree of Gondor from Lord of the Rings tattooed on my right shoulder.
It's beautiful.
And I was questioning what I wanted to do with my life, and I didn't like my job.
So you got a tattoo.
So I got a tattoo.
Hey, quarter life crisis.
And then I woke up one day. This was before I got my tattoo. I woke up one day. I lived in a different state at this time.
Okay.
I woke up one day and was like, hey, I need to move. And so then I made plans to move. And now I'm here.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So you just made them like a year ahead of time.
Well, 2020 stalled everything.
Oh, I guess towards the tail end of, I see what
It was 2019. It was winter of 2019 when I was like, hey, I just woke up. I was like, I don't like my job.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
And because of that, this
This
podcast
was born.
One day you woke up and it changed both of our lives.
Yeah.
Wow. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Look at that. Hey, look at us.
Hey, look at us. Who would have thought, right?
So, yeah, I guess 2019 was pretty life-changing for me.
It was.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to hear what other people's, like, memories of 2019 were, because it's going to be hard to like talk going forward about. It's just going to be pre or post.
Yes,
You know
everything's
what I mean?
pre-post.
And 2019, I think, was just a really fun year.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be good.
Man, forgot. I just kind of forget everything pre-COVID. I don't know. Everything's just.
It's true. They all kind of blend together. Like
Yeah.
we were talking to a buddy of ours tonight who used to have really super long hair.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, that was like back in 2019, right? And he goes, no, it's been 4 years. So it was 2017.
Wow.
So like, I lived 2 more years without him having long hair. And I was just like, everything blends together. I don't really remember, which is crazy
Yeah.
to think about because it's only been
A year.
a year.
Yeah.
But that's all it took.
Man. Yeah.
But hey, one day podcasts will not be about 2020. And
Yeah.
one day this thing will be like a
A
thing
memory.
of the past.
A
but
memory.
until then, you got to remember.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well. Yeah.
Is it time?
I think it's time. I think we've been delaying it enough. I think
Okay.
we need a fight.
So
My shirt's still off, by the way.
we are
And we're
still, no, his shirt is definitely still on. Like this is why we need to film podcasts because I can't have you guys thinking that there's just this naked Zavala in front of me while I'm like fighting him. Yes. So we're going to talk about first. We thought the movie draft would make sense to talk about first. We're gonna pick a movie in the action adventure genre. We're going to pick a movie in the drama fantasy genre. We're going to pick a movie in the horror genre, a movie in the comedy kind of romance genre, musical kind of is thrown in there as well. And then we're going to have a wild card pick. The way this is going to work, though, is that we're going to roll a set of dice
These
to
nice
see who
wooden
gets to
die.
go first because we're going to do a snake draft, meaning whoever goes first. So whoever wins can pick if they want to defer the first pick.
Ooh.
Does that sound good?
Yes, I
Or
agree.
take the next two?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And then the way this will work is we will announce what genre we're picking and what movie we're picking. And then you, the audience, get to decide who had a better team.
Oh, I'm so stressed.
And this will give us an opportunity to talk about 10 different films because we can't pick the same pick. And then we're going to talk more about other films that came out that year. But we thought this would just be an easy way to jump into the year 2019.
Do you want to explain a snake draft?
Snake draft means whoever goes first will get the first pick, but then the next person will get the next two, and then it'll just be two picks back and forth. Had we been with other people, it would obviously be spread out a little bit more, but whoever's the last pick gets the last pick and the first pick of the next round.
For the second
But since
round.
there's two of us, the first pick will go to the first person, and then the second and third picks will go, and then we'll go 2 picks over and over and over again until we have our 5.
I don't know why I just got very stressed right now.
You should be, dude. I'm coming for you, dude.
All right, here we're gonna roll.
All right, we're rolling dice. Here we go. What did I get?
Oh, I got a 6.
Wow, I got a 5 and he got a 6. All right, so do you want to defer first pick or do you want to take it?
So either I get the first pick or I get the second and third pick.
Yep.
Wow. I'm gonna defer.
Damn it. All right.
That 2 picks is too good.
No, I know, because I know what I have to do because I know what you'll do.
But
if
I don't
you
have the strength to do it.
Yes, exactly.
I'm giving you that. I'm
shit.
giving you that. I could have taken this.
That's fair, but you're going to take...
I'm going to take 2 things.
So I'm taking first pick. Whew. All right, well, I will be picking... gosh,
Are you going to do it?
I'm
Are
going
you
to
gonna
pick
do
the action genre, and I will be picking Avengers Endgame
All right.
because I have to.
You have to.
It's just...
You have to.
It's too good.
You have to.
It will there will never be a cinematic experience like that ever again. And if there is, it won't be for a few more years.
Not until the next.
How about a hyperbole? Like, speak in hyperbole and then say also could be in a couple years.
But never gonna happen, but also maybe like to next time until Marvel does something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
So I will be picking that for action. So my action slot is taken.
Wow, this is tough.
Mm-hmm. Dang right.
Wow. I should have figured out what I was gonna do. My main thing
he
was
knew that he was gonna defer. Now he has no idea what he's gonna do.
I knew Endgame was gonna be the hot ticket.
It had to
because
be.
It had to be. Okay.
It's the GOAT.
For my
If Tom Brady was a movie, it would be Avengers Endgame. Good luck.
Okay, my drama fantasy. Oh man, that's tough. My drama fantasy is gonna be Parasite.
Yeah, great pick. Great pick. Great pick. Parasite is very good. You guys should check it out.
We'll talk about it. Wow. My comedy.
Oh. All right. Pick it.
My comedy romance will be Knives Out.
Okay. I can live with both of your picks.
That doesn't make me feel any comfortable.
Yeah, I'm sitting so good. I don't even give. Yeah, I don't give.
Did I choose wrong?
You didn't choose.
I feel like
wrong.
I chose wrong.
I think you chose you. But it's no Nikki Cruz pick. All right, so here's what I'm picking.
Just so people know, I was taking a drink of water while the Nikki Cruz comment came out. I almost exploded.
Yep. All right, so I'll take my drama now,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, take it.
Really?
Take it.
Wow. All right. You don't like it?
We'll get there.
Oh my gosh, I feel so shitty right now. What's happening? Are we okay with picking what we're okay? And then I will go ahead and take my horror film. I'm going to pick Us.
Okay. I assumed.
Yeah, I have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that your first pick?
I assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. Well, the other choice.
Yeah, there's another good
There's
one.
another choice that you're not picking, and I know that from our text.
Well, there's another one that I think is up there as well.
Tell me with your eyes, Nick. What are you thinking?
It involves a clown.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
The first one's better.
Well, the first one's better. The second one's still good.
Yeah.
All right.
There's no sequel.
What is happening right now? Are we both like okay with what we're picking? I don't like.
There's no
this.
sequel better than the original besides Shrek 2. We made that clear, right?
Okay, that's true.
Wow. Okay. So you have Avengers. Just for clarifications for everybody, you have Avengers Endgame as your action. Your comedy romance is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and your horror is Us.
Yeah.
So you have 2 more picks, and that'll be your next 2 picks.
Yeah, but you get 2 first.
I have Parasite as my drama, and my comedy is Knives Out.
Yes.
Okay, I have to do this because otherwise you'll scoop it up in wild card. 1917 is my action.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so I have horror, mystery, or wild card. Right?
Yep.
Oh, the strategy is I know you're not going to pick this movie, so I'm not going to choose that. My wild card. Oh my gosh, this is tough.
This is how I get you.
This is really messing with my mind right now. I don't know why.
As it should be.
This is way harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to pick a lot way differently than you are. I thought we were going to just trade back and forth like this one, this one, this one, this one.
Nope.
Okay, I'm stuck between
It's
2
like we're
choices
unique
here.
people.
Oh, it's weird. Up until this point, we were pretty
Yeah,
sane. This is
that's
actually
fair.
like, okay, I'm stuck between 2 choices here. I'm trying to think
Tell
which
me both of them.
No. And I'm trying to think which one could stand the test of time more.
Agreed.
Because that's like the whole. I guess we should have prefaced like the better draft, in my opinion, is which will stand the test of time more, and what's the best of this year.
Yeah.
Man, I like one more than the other, but I don't know if they'll test the time more, or it's more personal.
If you haven't picked horror, just leave that as last because I've already.
I'm
used
not
it.
picking horror.
Okay.
I know. And the movie I'm gonna pick, I know you're not gonna pick.
Yeah. Because we talked about it already.
Yeah, because we talked about
Nice.
it already.
Dang it.
And that's gonna be a fun conversation. I just gotta
will.
pick. Okay, I'm gonna pick for my wild card. Wow, my wild card is going to be Marriage Story.
Oh, dude. So fun fact, that was going to be my first drama pick.
That really was.
And I switched it to Once Upon a Time.
Yes,
So hey, it worked out for you.
Let's go.
That hit me way harder than I thought it was going to hit me, but okay. So my final 2 picks, I'm going to do The Gentleman for my comedy.
Oh, I should have guessed.
It's
Wait.
really good.
I thought Once Upon a Time was your comedy, or is that your drama?
Once Upon a Time is my drama.
Where's your drama? Okay. Comedy.
And then my wild card will be Joker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because you took Marriage Story. You jerk.
Amen. All right. So my only left is horror mystery, and I'm picking Midsommar.
Oh, man. All right. So the reason we were the other movie we thought could be picked was It Chapter 2, but you're
Yes.
like, It Chapter 1 is so good that why
It doesn't
even
live
pick
up to the book
Chapter 2?
in my mind. So that's why I think I have a harsher opinion of the
I know.
second
I just
one.
love the actors that they got for it.
Oh, it's
because
brilliant.
It's really
Yeah.
good for being a sequel.
Yeah,
but
it's
I
so
agree,
good.
It's
It just
not as
doesn't-
good
yeah.
as the first one.
It
The kids
doesn't-
killed it.
Yeah, the cast is great.
Yeah.
The cast is fantastic. It's exactly like what I would picture. But like that book is one of my favorite books of all time. And so it's just not going to live up to it.
Okay. I didn't know you had a. Let me write this down. You had a personal connection to It Chapter 2. Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay.
In my opinion, the 2 horror were Us and Midsommar.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2. Or Ready or Not. I watched that today.
Yeah, Ready
But
or
not- it's not
I would argue
iconic
that it's
enough.
a comedy.
That's fair.
It could be either
Yeah.
because it's scary, and I really do genuinely like it. It's one of my favorite movies of 2019.
Yeah.
There are better films
Yeah.
that I think like other people will have seen more of
Yeah.
that I had to pick.
That movie's not going to stand the
This is
test
not
of
my
time.
top 5
Yeah.
films of 2019 necessarily.
This would be close to mine.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's very close,
Yeah.
but I would say that there's like 5 more movies that I'm like,
Do you want to talk about them later to be like, hey, or do you want to say like what other what you were thinking?
so I'm okay with all the picks. I literally got to pick all top picks except for my wild card.
Nice.
And I got to pick Joker instead, and it was number 2 for my drama because I thought you might pick Once Upon a Time.
No.
So I might we'll work our way there,
Yeah.
but I want to hear why because I have some thoughts on that.
Oh, that's gonna be
But
that's
okay.
gonna be good. Okay, let's just go.
So
What?
let's say our picks.
Okay.
So number 1 for me is Avengers Endgame. Number 2 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Number 3 is Us.
Say the category, not just the number.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Number 1, Action. Endgame.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame. Number 2, Drama. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Technically, it's a comedy. I think it's more of a drama, so that's why I put it in there.
Once upon a time, it's yeah.
Number 3 is Us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That is the scariest shit you'll ever watch. Number 4 is...
Wait. You say your numbers are all off. I'm sorry. Action was Endgame. Comedy was Once Upon a Time.
No, drama was
Drama was Once Upon a Time. Your comedy was Gentleman.
My comedy was Gentleman, but that was number 4. My number 3
Oh, you're
was
going by
horror.
pick. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
Horror pick was Us. Comedy pick was Gentleman, and then wild card was the Joker.
Wildcard was the
Because
Joker.
hell yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'm not going based off of pick. I'm going off of Action was 1917. I guess I'll go by pick. What did I pick first? This is confusing.
You picked
I
Parasite.
picked Parasite first for my drama fantasy. My second choice was Knives Out as my comedy. I had to snag that. That was actually under my wild card.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
Well,
have
what
2
else-
movies.
What else
that-
would you have put under comedy?
my comedy was JoJo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then I have a second one, but it's gonna be I'm gonna save that for like a little spice to be like, hey, this is an underrated movie.
Oh, okay.
Then I chose 1917 because I didn't want you to pick that as your wild card.
Yep.
That'd be way too strong.
Yep. Makes sense.
And then my wild card,
Your drama was...
my
Marriage
drama
Story.
was Marriage Story.
Yep.
And then my horror was Midsommar.
Excellent choices.
This is gonna be good.
I agree with you. But I also feel great about my picks.
I feel great about my picks.
Good. This is the way it should be.
Yeah.
Neither of us should be like, ah,
I don't feel salty about any of this. Because I think there were 10 great movies in this year, and we've picked 10 of them.
Really? You think we picked all the 10 that matter?
No, not all of them, but we've picked 10 great movies. I think. Okay,
gotcha. I thought you were saying there were 10 great movies.
No, there were.
And we
Yeah,
picked
there's
10
only.
of
10,
them.
yeah, I would say there was like 15 to 20 great movies.
Yeah.
Some of which we didn't see.
Okay, so none of the ones that I put on here are like surprising you, except for
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's just dive into that one then, because I gotta know.
Okay. It's fine. Like
It's fine.
It's not his best work. It's not Tarantino's best
Really?
work. Not by a long shot.
Okay.
It's boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to keep talking because I'm just gonna disagree with you every step of the way. Go continue.
I think my favorite Tarantino films are Django Unchained,
it's
Reservoir Dogs.
Sure.
And now I can't literally think of any of his other movies.
Hateful Eight, Kill Bill.
Yeah, those are good. Those are. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a great movie, but it is one of my least favorite Tarantino movies.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
Correct.
I would say I don't think it even reached my top 10.
Okay.
In 2019
so
movies.
You weren't even worried about it.
I was not worried. It was not even. It was not even considered on my list.
Perfect.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
I think the ending is. Oh, also, we're gonna spoil most of these, so
100%.
So we're gonna say, if you really want to go in as blind as possible to any of these movies,
You had 2 years to watch them.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The ending with the flamethrower was the best part.
100%, dude.
Yeah,
that last scene is so
great.
dope.
But besides that, it's like, oh, I don't need 30 minutes of
I get it.
of Harley Quinn's feet.
Okay. First off, let me say this. This feels like it's the most well-rounded Quentin Tarantino film because there is a Tarantino-esque thing that he does in a lot of his movies, most of which is watch this guy's head explode. And I felt like this was his culmination of, like, his next movie isn't going to be the, like, fireworks, like, because he only has one more movie that he says he's going to make. This is technically his 10th, but it's his 9th because Kill Bill counts as
Right,
one.
he counts him as one.
And he says he's only going to make 10 movies. This felt like it was truly the culmination of everything he's learned. Hateful Eight is just, like, crude, disgusting, awful. Kill Bill's like, what if I chop everybody up? Django Unchained, what if I shoot everyone's face off? Once Upon a Time was like, what if I wait until the very end to just do something batshit crazy? But in the meantime, build some really cool characters. Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Once Upon a Time, dude, I love it. Brad Pitt's character, he 1v1's Bruce Lee. What do you want? I'm just saying. I've got some thoughts.
I appreciate your thoughts. I hear your thoughts. I know.
Are we having a fight right now?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I just need to be aware. Continue.
I know.
Continue with
it's not a
wrong
real fight,
thinking.
but I know this is one of my least popular opinions about some movies, but I just think it's fine. I think it's good. I enjoyed it. I just feel like there's a lot of driving around.
Sure.
There's a lot of, like, I enjoyed the whole idea of the aging actor, like with DiCaprio, and like maybe that's what he is doing now. You know, like that was parallel to time, and that scene where he's doing where he's the villain, shot beautifully, amazing, great scene.
Yeah, sounds like you're making really good defense for
I'm
my
just saying. I'm saying there's it's the stuff around it that I don't care. I don't care about. That's the thing for me. I don't care about serial killers. Like it's kind of like a thing I don't care about.
Oh,
like I know people are obsessed with it, and like the guy,
Manson.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson. Yeah, the guy.
No, not Marilyn. Charles.
Oh, Charles Manson.
Yeah. Not the singer, the one who
Charles
did really
Manson.
awful
I'm sorry.
things. Yeah, I got it.
I didn't know anything about this. I know he exists, and I know the director lived next door, and then like I know the whole real world aspect, but
True.
It's not a thing I really enjoy or care about.
Okay.
And I know that's why it's not higher on my list. It's still a good movie.
I get it.
But it is by far not the best Tarantino movie, and I would say I would not put it on the list. I think there are better movies on my list that outperform Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Hey, all right, fair enough. I think the the fact that this is the first movie that actually dives into and says, like, here's an actual historical event, and I'm going to create an alternate history of a
Inglourious
film.
Basterds.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Shoot, I forgot about that. Well, wait.
Okay, Inglourious Basterds spoilers.
Sure.
They kill Hitler.
Okay, fair enough. I forgot about that. I keep forgetting about that movie. That it's his. Okay, fair enough.
It's the second.
Yeah, okay. So it's the second. Okay, that's an actual historical event. I just enjoyed how it tiptoed around that and the two I don't know. There's just something about this movie that maybe the reason why it's like more easily like watchable than most Tarantino films is what made it more special to me. Was like, I'm not gonna be like, hey Kate, want to watch Hateful Eight tonight? I'm really feeling Hateful Eight, where every character sucks because they're the Hateful Eight. Like there is no good character except for someone that's outside of the Hateful Eight, you know?
Yeah.
And he has such a special flair and enthusiasm that I felt like this was finally like one of the like.
So it's are you saying, not to put words in your mouth, it's the least Tarantino movie almost, except for like
it's his least violent, but I don't know if it makes it less Tarantino.
It is snappy dialogue, but it's I just feel like my problem with it is like I feel like, as you say, I feel like there's wasted time in the movie. I feel like there's
a long movie.
I feel like there's a ton of wasted time in the movie. They go to the farm and they just hang out at the ranch, and then we see. I know it's like, I forget who, I forget who Harley Quinn, the actress's name.
Margot Robbie. Yep.
We follow her character, and the whole point is to be like, oh, this character is going to in real life die tonight.
Right, and they
change
history.
But they change history. But like we follow her around the entire day, and she goes and watches herself at the movie theater, and I'm like, where's this going?
Right. I get it. I get what you're saying. I think he casted well though, because like Brad Pitt's like best thing that he does is the stuff when he's like not talking in movies.
When he has his shirt off and he's fixing something at
exactly
the house.
That's like what he's really good at. And like in Oceans and all the Oceans movies, he just eats sandwiches.
Yeah.
And he's phenomenal.
Amazing.
I'm just saying, like, there's parts of this movie that, like, yes, I get it. He could have like sped it up. And he probably has like a director's cut that's actually like longer than what the actual movie was.
And again, that's the point of the movie. I understand it's the point to take a seat back and be like, hey, we're in the 70s, 80s, whatever. Yeah. And it's just like, and it could have been my mind frame. I've only seen it once. Yeah. It didn't hook me. I enjoyed it. I like it. But I would not put it in my top 5.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And I think you'll see from the comments and the reviews.
I don't think I'm the only one that believes this. I don't think so.
Okay. I believe in our listeners. I believe in 3 things. I believe in us. I believe in our listeners. And I believe that they will tell you that you're wrong about
that's one thing. That's
no, the third thing is I believe they'll tell you you're wrong.
I believe in Jesus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's my wild card.
That's your wild card.
That's my wild card.
All right, let's move off of this. So that was for your drama, right?
That was for my drama.
Do we want to talk about my drama then?
Yes, please.
Oh, if we're putting Once Upon a Time against Parasite?
Yes, let's do it.
I win.
Okay. I mean, you did get to pick first.
No, I didn't.
You picked drama first. I had to pick action.
You picked Endgame.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like...
Oh, you're saying category-wise.
There was 18,000 dramas this year, so
yeah.
I had to pick my action.
Drama was the widest category. Because you could have picked a lot. Because drama fits under a lot.
There was only like 4 action movies that came out in 2019, and Avengers Endgame
was
one
the
of
winner.
Them. Like, why would you not pick? Yeah, so I had to.
I know. That's why I made you go first.
I know. It makes perfect sense.
Parasite.
It's an excellent film. I'm not going to fight.
If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. But I think Parasite did more than Once Upon a Time did, by a long shot. It became the first foreign film to win an Academy Award,
100%.
Deservedly so.
Correct.
It is basically 2 movies in one. It is great fun.
Yes.
I will use the word fun when talking about Parasite. Weird. It is a great fun half movie where it's like, oh, we're becoming, we're
Right,
just
it's a
infiltrating.
con
We're
movie.
a parasite, and all of a sudden this movie takes a
What
twist
if everything
and no
goes
one,
wrong?
yeah,
Yeah.
no one expects it, and becomes this gritty, dark look at like
Mm-hmm.
at social economic scale,
Yeah.
and it's
It's an excellent film. You're not wrong for picking it first. And literally the Academy agrees with you.
Thank you.
So you're not wrong.
thank you.
I agree. I would say that there hasn't been a foreign film that I've watched that has like literally made me go, "Yo, what?" The whole time I'm watching it. The first hour is a little tame,
But it's fun
but it is fun.
because I
Yes.
liked the first hour.
Correct.
Yeah,
But the last 30 minutes, whew,
dude, I did that last hour.
in the
After-
words of Michael Zavala, sheesh. Like literally,
I thought you were
like
gonna say iconic.
iconic, Swanito,
Swanito.
like, it's nuts, it's cracked,
Crack.
it's
We're
so
living crack
good.
right now. This movie's so cracked.
I think you made the right decision
I did.
in making
yeah.
Parasite. Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
But now you know why I had to pick Once Upon a Time.
Because it's a lesser choice.
I'm just saying.
kidding, I'm just
I'm
kidding,
just
yeah.
saying. Yeah, I mean, like,
Whew.
Parasite is very good. I think that it's hard to compare the endings of Parasite. Well, is it?
With Once Upon a Time,
Both of their endings.
these are completely drastic movies too. It's so interesting
they are
to
different,
compare them.
but I would say like in tempo they're kind of the same, and how it's kind of like a long draw out, and then like the last half an hour is just like whoa, 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 boom, 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 like a bunch of stuff happens.
I feel like the last hour, it's really like the halfway point where they have like their
Well,
and then
the
you
bad
go
stuff yeah.
they go underground. As soon as they open up that pantry and go underground, it's a completely different movie.
You're not wrong.
And
yeah.
you're just I don't know how long that was. I'm gonna say it's an hour.
Yeah, you're right. I
But-
think it's about 2+ hours.
Yeah. So half and I'm gonna say half and
so
half.
like yeah.
I that's a great parallel, but I really think it's really just the flamethrower. That's the only thing that really caught me off guard.
The flamethrower. I don't know. Brad Pitt
Hitting that
beats
man with a dog
the
food.
crap out of those guys. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but that's really the last. Man, even 15
And like the
minutes
meta narrative of that is that like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio
are both aging actors.
and they're doing the things, and he like 1v1s Bruce Lee and lets him like beat him.
There was no way Bruce Lee would have lost to him.
Oh, dude.
Bruce Lee was the best fighter.
He was, but he was so super cocky because he knew he was the best fighter. And so that scene where he's like, "You hit me first," and he lets him, and then he blocks it the second time. Brad Pitt's character, I can't remember. Rick Dalton was
There was the
Leo,
guy. Yeah,
and then it was I can't remember
I
his
can't
name.
remember. Yeah.
But dude was like actually like a veteran and
Yeah.
like knew how to kill. He takes out Bruce Lee 9 times out of 10.
No,
100%.
Bruce Lee is like trained in martial arts.
Correct. Which literally says you can't kill. Like he's very good at not killing, but beating the
Did
crap
either-
out of people.
Yeah. No, did either one of them die? No.
Just saying. Brad Pitt could have taken him on.
Why is this the movie that we're?
I'm surprised that you don't like it. This is genuinely a surprise.
You're no. I like it. I don't love it.
'Kay.
We need to move on.
I'm a little mad at you. It's fine. Okay, so you picked Parasite. Excellent choice.
Thank you. You picked Once Upon a Time. A choice.
All right, everybody.
This is gonna get spicy.
Vote. 1-800 vote for Nick.
100 Idol.
Nikki Cruz.
Nikki Cruiser. Mikey Z.
Bad boy LaCroix. Vote for me.
Woo. Okay. Where do we want to fight each other next? Because I know.
Well, why don't we do an easy pick like Endgame?
Yeah. You win. Okay. You win Endgame. Like
Thank you.
This category, it's obviously both of our favorite movies of the year.
Yeah.
Because it's no movie's gonna touch this. It's not. I would argue, for the sake of argument, to try and win a point.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a perfect movie. Like I would say, it's not.
No, I think critically you could totally destroy this film.
Yes.
Plot-wise,
Yes.
if you wanted to.
Right. And that's. If I'm going to fight for the sake of argument, I'm gonna stay.
Dude, come at me. Let's do this. I'm ready.
I can't fight
I've been
you on
waiting
this
2
movie.
years for this.
Dude, this is.
I am inevitable. Let's do this.
It's gonna be the hardest thing to fight you on this movie. Because
Please.
yeah.
Please.
1917. Oh my god, I can't say this.
Yeah. Let's talk about how,
19th
the CGI and the
I'm gonna say
the
this.
shot of
I'm gonna
this
say this
movie.
right now. I'm not gonna say whether I believe this or not. 1917 is a better, more well produced, better shot, more artistically significant than Endgame.
Never has a more wrong thing been said. Never. Absolutely. So Endgame, here's why it's iconic. I don't remember a single time watching 1917 and the crowd literally standing to their feet, clapping, cheering on Captain America as he wields Mjolnir and starts to beat the crap out of Thanos. And then what happens? Oh no, the portal's open. And everything we've been working towards for like the last 11 years finally comes out of that portal. And we're all just losing our absolute shit. And then the Avengers literally assemble, Michael. Literally assemble. He whispers assemble. Does it make sense?
but no one can hear it.
No.
No one can hear it,
It doesn't
though.
matter because they all have comms. Why do they have comms? It doesn't matter. Movie magic. They all have comms and they all
you're
hear.
jumping to conclusions here,
No,
man.
I'm not.
You're jumping to
Everyone has an
conclusions.
earpiece because at one point
And the first
Valkyrie,
Avengers.
No. Valkyrie's flying in the sky and she's talking to Captain America. How does she have the comms? We don't know.
I hit
Magic.
a bad spot here.
Literally, everyone is communicating. Everyone is assembled, and they literally beat Thanos. What did it cost? The world's greatest defender. Now, if you want to talk to me about some fancy CGI and well-produced 1917 continuous shot, la-da-da-da-da, great. Avengers Endgame will win 10 times out of 10 times. The floor is yours. I yield my time. Thank you.
Look, for the sake of argument, I have to put up a fight. I'm gonna say that.
That's fine.
The you
You
said
can
it's
pause here and then just fast forward like 10 minutes. Anyway, go on.
you knock the continuous time. It took much more thought and preparation to do that. A continuous shot like that to be in
Correct.
to
It's
produce that. It's
cool.
amazing.
It's cool.
I had way more tension in 1917 than I did in Endgame because I know Endgame they're gonna win.
You don't know what it's going to cost.
I knew someone was gonna die, but I had no idea what was gonna happen in the 1917.
That's
Obviously the war and all that, but like
Yeah, because there's no movies about World War One. You're right.
there aren't really.
Yeah, it's true.
It's World War II.
No, this first one was...
This is the first movie about World War One. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it won Academy
You had
Award
no idea.
for
Yeah.
best World War One movie.
Yeah, because it's just literally about a different war. Good. I don't like what this is turning into, but I love it.
We're still friends.
I'm not good with conflict, but I guess I am tonight.
Neither am I. So this
Not
is
us
interesting.
united.
Not us. We're still united.
We're still united, just not us. Anyway, continue.
It's
It's fine. Fight me.
man.
I mean, you can't.
I can't.
It's okay. Just yield.
No, the moment. Okay, no.
Just yield
no,
your time.
No.
Take the L.
I have to put up a fight.
Okay.
Okay, my heart was racing this entire movie because of
It's
the
a great
continuous
movie.
shot, because it's
movie.
continuous, and because you feel like you just
Great
need
movie.
to get this message. You need to save thousands of lives
It's a great
in
movie.
order to just.
I mean, hey, it's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
I can't even fight you on it. It's an excellent film. It's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch.
Everything's surprising in it because nothing is predictable.
It's not predictable. That shot where he's running at the end
Yes.
across everything, beautiful
Yes.
moment. The score, beautiful.
Yep.
Maybe it's even better than Endgame score wise.
Oh my gosh. Get the hell out of here, dude. Stop. I see you like biting your tongue this entire time. Don't even try to compare these two. Just say Endgame's the dope. And
I
talk
just
about
really like
just talk about
1917.
just talk
though.
about 1917. That's
really
fine.
like it. Okay.
You're not gonna beat Endgame.
Okay. I 1917 is the clear second choice for
Yes,
action adventure
I agree.
of,
It was
of
literally
2019.
my second choice. Yes, we agree.
I think it is more artistic, but it is by far not the most like culturally significant.
Yes.
People will remember Endgame far more than remember 1917.
100%. So there we go.
I just had to
Each
do
take a
something.
win. Let's just say
Okay,
each take a
alright.
win.
I had
It's
to try.
fine. It's
I
fine.
had-
It's
There
fine.
I was never going to beat you on Endgame.
It's fine.
Or
Okay.
Because if I chose Endgame, I don't think you would put up a fight for 1917. I wanted to put up a fight for 1917 because I really genuinely love that movie.
I would have tried my hardest.
Yeah.
If you would have given me second pick, I would have tried my hardest. But it's a great film.
It's a
I
great
love
movie.
1917.
That moment where the rat comes down and he's walking toward the tripwire, then
Correct.
boom,
Yes.
scared me.
But I've also watched the last 20 minutes of Endgame 400 times.
Yeah,
in the last
literally,
2 years.
you could beat me if I
Yes.
took the entire movie of 1917 and you chose
The last 20
no
minutes.
5
of Endgame.
minutes where Captain America picks up Thor's hammer. I would lose every
Yeah,
time.
you're
I'm
gonna
losing
lose.
every time.
It's just too culturally
Yeah.
significant. It was so good, so well planned. It makes Age of Ultron a 10 times better film, even though it's crappy, and everyone hates it.
I hate it.
It literally
It's fine.
like was redeemed because of Endgame.
They literally made it significant because of
Perfect.
Yeah, you win. There's no way.
Good.
That's settled.
Okay.
You 1-1, I guess. Are we keeping score, or do people keep score? Or
The
or
people will
both?
technically keep score. Like you could have said that, and they're like, actually, 1917 is better than Endgame. They're wrong, but they could vote.
No,
that.
you're not. You're not wrong. I'm just kidding.
So, all right, you pick another movie you'd like to talk about. 'cause
Oh man, I feel like there's mines everywhere.
there are.
I know there's one mine, and I kind of want to avoid that.
Okay.
Let's talk about comedy.
'Kay.
I think this will be fine because I have not seen The Gentleman. I know you really.
Oh, and
love
I
it.
haven't seen Knives Out. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I know you really like The Gentleman, and you've been talking about it for
Correct.
pretty much since I met you.
Correct.
And I forgot. I thought it was 2020.
It's one of those like
Yeah.
1917.
Yeah.
It came out like right at the tail
Yep.
end, so you're good. Anyway.
You want to tell me about it?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Knives Out.
No, you can go first.
Okay, cool. So the gentleman.
Brings out like entire like papers worth of just like.
Yes, I've been prepared. So the gentleman. The reason why I really like it is this is gonna wreck it for you, but basically the movie before Wrath of Man, Guy Ritchie made
Yeah.
The Gentleman.
Yeah, I like Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, we crapped on his Wrath of Man movie, but whatever.
That's different.
But The Gentleman, it just has a great cast, and it's one of those. It's similar to Parasite in that just like, oh, that caused that, to that caused that. That like, it's just a perfect storm of bad stuff happening, and like how people respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
But the main premise of that movie is that Matthew McConaughey is like the primary like marijuana dealer of like London and like the England area, and he's about to tap out, and he just wants to like give somebody his business, and so all these other drug dealers get involved, and they're trying to like steal his business.
Oh, cool. The Gentleman.
And so normally you just buy it, and it's like a very like gentleman's agreement kind of a thing, but people start to like betray, start to do things behind his back and all this stuff, and then he has to take matters into his own hands, and he's like tagged as the lion.
Ooh, did you say he might have wrath as a man?
He does kind of have wrath as a man in a little bit, so yeah, there's definitely some seeds for like future stuff to happen for sure. Like
Same
Wrath of
universe
Man.
as a Wrath
No
of Man?
Jason Statham in this movie, but Colin Firth plays a boxing coach who wears a plaid jumpsuit, and it is phenomenal. And I have one in my Amazon wish list currently for my Christmas list this year.
Let's go.
And then I also have a nice like flannel sports jacket that Matthew McConaughey wears, also in my Amazon wish list. So please, mother, just take a look.
If you're listening.
Just take a look.
Do you like share that? Side
It's
like,
her account. It's her Prime
Oh,
account.
okay.
And so I just add lists and just hope for the best.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So it's affected. It's the reason why I have that little cap that I wear sometimes.
Yes. Very good.
literally
Jolly good,
because of the
if I
gentleman.
will.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
Jolly good, if you will. Thank you. But yeah, it's a great film. It's funny. There's some drama to it, but it'd be fun that it'd be one that we could watch together for sure.
Nice.
So
Cool. Well, I'm gonna have to take your word for it.
Okay.
I just know you love that movie.
Correct.
And you're very adamant about it. So,
I am.
You good with your mic there?
I am.
Right on. All right. Well, we have both seen Knives Out.
We have. Yep.
I Knives Out is also one of my favorite movies of this year. It was, I think, surprising, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't know what to expect. I just knew there was a great cast, stellar cast, and probably one of the best Daniel Craig performances I've seen as him.
I would agree.
As him in this movie. We both did not know who the murderer was. I was still twisting and turning, be like, oh, I wonder who it could be. I don't know. But I think it was interesting to have, again, spoilers, like the murder play out initially, and we know it's not her.
Right.
And then trying to find out, because then everyone else is accusing her and getting it from her, basically her perspective solely.
You already know all the answers, yet you don't.
You don't. Yeah,
it
was a weird thing to be like, oh, I know who, I know how this murder happened, but I don't know like who or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a great fresh take on the murder mystery genre, and it was funny, it was entertaining.
Sure.
It was directed by the director who did the best Star Wars movie ever. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm not serious about that.
Yep.
It was Rian Johnson for those.
It is, yes.
But I can't compare it to The Gentleman. Obviously you can, but you would be a little biased.
Sure.
But I think Knives Out is going to stick with me from this list, and obviously from a financial perspective, this movie got a bunch of sequels, high class, and it's I think it's going to be a little bit more culturally relevant than The Gentleman.
Fair enough. That's fair. The only argument I'm going to say is that Rian Johnson made The Last Jedi, and so.
That has nothing to do with this movie, though.
Oh, it's true, but do you want to support somebody who ruins everything from your childhood? I mean, if you want to, go ahead.
That's a separate topic for a separate day.
Is it a separate topic for today?
That movie has nothing to do with his ability to make Knives Out.
It's true.
You yourself will say Knives Out is genuinely a good movie and that you had a good time.
Yes, it is well written.
Just like The Last Jedi.
Not like The Last Jedi.
That is a separate topic. Last Jedi does not matter
if I
here.
have to fight dirty, I have to fight dirty.
You are fighting dirty,
so
and if I just know if we go down that rabbit hole,
we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
This was supposed to be the peaceful option.
This was
the cool down.
But you walked right into my trap. You picked Knives Out. No one is going to side with you just because of Rian Johnson. So it's
I don't
fine.
think so.
I don't feel
I
bad.
don't think so. I think Knives Out is a good enough movie that people forget. People don't even know directors half the time.
It's true.
My dad doesn't know who directed this movie, and he likes this movie.
Right, but I'm telling everyone that Rian Johnson directed this movie, so everyone knows.
Honestly, would you have picked this movie?
Would I have picked this as my comedy?
As anything?
It was my third comedy.
Third comedy, not even like a wild card or anything.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I had two comedies above it because of the Rian Johnson.
Wow. Okay.
It's the only reason it's down to number 3.
Yeah, but
if it was directed by anybody else, it would have been my number 1 pick.
Oh my gosh, that's too far for me. Directors can make great movies that are just like Michael Bay can make Armageddon.
Can do what?
Armageddon and people. I haven't seen The Rock, but people love The Rock.
Yes.
Arguably, two solid movies.
Fair enough.
Then I don't think a whole. Oh, I can't say that. I was gonna say a whole.
The difference between Rian Johnson and every other director was that he was like, I know what people want from Star Wars, and I'm going to poop on that.
Rian Johnson should not have directed a Star Wars movie.
Correct.
Because he, in interviews and everything, is like, I want to give the audience what they least expect, or what what the character needs the least right now. There's some interview where he said that about
to be unique.
Yes.
And the problem with Star Wars is we don't need unique. We need you to just make like a movie that doesn't ruin everything.
I would disagree with half of that statement.
Okay.
But the whole ruin everything part is I don't agree with it.
Okay, got it.
But I think he was the wrong choice for a mainstream Star Wars movie, but he's a brilliant choice for a murder mystery.
Yes,
But
there is talent
Yeah.
in Ryan Johnson.
100%. And it
Knives Out
shines
would
in
have been
Knives Out.
further up.
Yes.
But I just he's gonna get -2 from me for a little bit,
just because of that movie.
just because.
All right.
Hey, but think of how many other directors get +2 because of previous movies.
Tarantino.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Literally Christopher Nolan's whole career.
Tenet comes out and it's hey, but it was, and it's yeah, but it wasn't better than any of his other films.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, but it's Christopher Nolan.
No.
He's the
Yeah,
GOAT, and it's
exactly.
just
Steven Spielberg has been writing that for the past 10 years.
correct. So I think there can be the opposite of that, and so that's why I'm let's see what the next 2 Knives Out are, and if you
I
keeps
agree,
doing it, great.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to be hey, Knives Out is a great movie, but
Quote him.
he
He Last Jedi.
ruined everything.
I disagree.
Okay,
And we will talk about Last Jedi at a different point.
we will. We will.
You're just setting
A
me
year
up.
from
You just
now.
you just
A
know
year from now.
my controversial opinions, and you're just setting me up. I don't love The Last Jedi. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I'm just excited for all the votes to come in, and none of them to be for you.
All 2 of our listeners.
all two votes that are coming in. Not us united at or not us united
at
podcast at gmail.com
Gmail.com.
or not us united pod at
Yes.
gmail.com.
Not us, all lowercase. Not us United Pod. I'll put it in
There you go.
the links and stuff in the bottom.
And I'm not gonna normally treat you like this. I just have.
I really
to.
hope so. I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
No. This is
What do you want
exactly.
me to
No,
do?
this is we're fighting.
We're fighting. We're fighting.
Do you need something for that microphone stand?
No, it's fine.
Do you
I
have-
love holding it like this. I'd rather be more comfy than and hold it.
All right. So I'm gonna say I don't know. That's null. I don't know. The audience will decide. I don't think we don't know.
It's true. We don't have to keep. Score
I
anymore.
don't
That's
know the
literally their
gentleman
point.
enough to.
They're gonna vote.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fine. I think we can say the first 2 arguments that were clearly.
Yeah,
their
I think there are
winners.
clear winners there.
Okay. My next movie. So we talked about that. Okay.
Action,
Oh boy.
comedy, drama. So we're on to horror and wild card, right?
Okay.
What do you want to step in the poop first?
We can do horror
All right.
if you want to.
I mean, we have to.
Yeah. So Midsommar scared the poop out of me. So if you need to win this category, I'm fine with it. But I had to pick Us because I could at least watch Us again.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not gonna watch Midsommar ever again.
I think, and that's part of the reason why I picked it, was because it was so
Disturbing.
yes, and it's. I love Us. I love Us.
I love Us. Not Us United, but I love Us.
I love Us. You and I.
Got it.
And I also love the movie Us, directed by
Okay, good.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
I think Midsommar is a deeper film than Us,
Okay.
and I think that's why I would give it the point, because there's more going on. It's messed up. Like,
Oh,
we're not
dude.
gonna get around that.
100%.
It's messed up. I would not recommend it to a lot of people. I would recommend Us a lot more,
100%.
and that might give you, and that
Yeah.
that could be a point for you.
Right. Yeah.
But I think in cinema
Mm.
lens, Midsommar pushes the envelope a lot more than Us does.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's fair. The reason I like, oh man, it's just so hard because Midsommar is just oh my god.
I know you. 2 days ago, you texted me and were like, "I had the worst experience of my life." It's messed up. It's messed up.
While watching on Amazon Prime, there's this button that allows you to fast forward 10 seconds, and I can't tell you how many times I clicked fast forward 10 seconds in this movie. It's very disturbing. But yeah, I would say the strongest thing with Us is there's this cool message of the whole premise of Us is that there is this upside down kind of like Stranger Things style where somebody has to live the worst version of your life while you live the best version of your life, and the idea that that brought was just kind of well, of course there would be an uprising eventually, and it's really scary because what if it's almost what if your shadow decided to attack you?
Yeah.
And that's just terrifying.
Yeah.
Because you get to experience all the good things. The shadow just gets to sit there and, like, watch /
The shadow.
Yeah.
The creepy little
And
voice.
Lupita, I mean,
Lupita Nyong'o.
yeah.
Choice.
The GOAT.
Choice.
Like, her whole, I would say, just from, like, an actor standpoint, her performance will be better than anything that happened in Midsommar.
Oh.
I love Florence Pugh, but,
Yeah,
like,
Florence
who
Pugh-
could top the stuff that Lupita did in Us?
I think.
Do you think there's something that could actually challenge her in
Yeah,
Midsommar?
I think.
The final scene,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yes, I think.
But everything before that.
Yeah, but she's. Yeah,
Like, the overall performance throughout the whole film.
I would have to. Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
It's tough because I think personally,
Yeah.
not to give my point away, but
Right.
I enjoy Us more.
Right.
But I just think artistically, and I think depth-wise,
Yes.
Midsommar has way more. It's more. It can be more critical than Us, and it can be more like
Mhm.
looked at in depth, like, oh, artistically this angle and this is
Right.
happening, and like this is the dynamic between
Mhm.
like the Swedish festival
Mhm.
and also like how this is feeling, and also the breakup, and also like if she's in flowers, that means she's a new
Right.
birth in her life,
Right,
and like
yeah.
all this it's like.
I would agree with that.
But Us is like, it's, I mean, it is, there's the twist, and there's like
Yeah.
the shadow people, and it's deeper than your average film. But Midsommar is like, I mean, it's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's give each other a point in that regard, because, like, I would say, yes, Us, once the big scare is out of the way, it can't kind of recapture the big
No,
scare.
Yeah.
And so therefore it kind of, like, lessens as it goes. But the initial, like, what is going on? And there's kind of a cool twist at the end. Whereas
Midsommar
Midsommar
grows.
is just like, whoa, looks like everyone's happy. What just happened? And then, like, oh, looks like everyone's happy. Wait, what's going on? And then it looks like everyone's happy. This guy just got murdered?
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, it keeps the cadence
Yes.
of, like, yeah.
Of the film.
And so I would agree, like, performance-wise, Florence Pugh, don't get me wrong, that final scene, ooh. And when you know
Mamma
the
mia.
context
Yeah.
behind it, amazing.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, Lupita overall, like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
she had to tackle for the film, would say that I would say her overall acting, like, performance was better.
Yeah.
But maybe Midsommar had the most, like, you want to know what's actually going to happen next? Good luck.
Yeah.
Like, because you don't.
It was unpredictable. It was
And they didn't like, sugarcoat cult.
no.
They were
yeah.
like, no, this is what a cult does.
Yeah.
Do you want to see?
Yeah.
Come to this chapel, we'll show you.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know about this.
And it's not for everyone. I would
Correct.
if you have not seen Midsommar,
You don't have to.
you don't have to. And that's where I would ultimately really give you the point on that, because it is Midsommar is so undigestible to a majority of people.
Yeah, it kind of has some hooks, whereas, like, Us, I was able to move on.
Yeah.
Midsommar, I'm still kind of like, I don't know if we'll ever be able to think about, like, just
Going
a
to
regular
Sweden.
field or a cliff ever again.
Yeah.
So
Did you see Hereditary?
I didn't, but my
Oh.
sister keeps telling me I need
Same-
to check it out.
it's by the same director.
And the same actor who played the boy in that is the same who plays the inbred person in Midsommar.
Okay.
Same actor.
Okay.
So,
It's been a hot second since I've seen it. So
but yeah, there you go. There's some inbred stuff going on in Midsommar, so there you go.
yeah, please don't judge me on choosing
it's a
this
wild-
movie.
It's a wild movie.
It's
wild
wild.
movie.
Yeah. I
something.
do think Hereditary is better than this movie.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like an American History X or
Ooh.
like a Seven or something, where it's just like, you gotta watch it, but like, maybe you don't talk about it after you watch it, or like maybe you just don't like.
I think there is more discussion from a Midsommar
Yeah.
because it is so unpalpable.
Yeah.
Where Us is like, oh hey, that's really
Agreed.
cool,
Yeah.
but
Seven's
Midsommar
the
is like
same way.
Seven's the same way,
Yeah.
and it's messed up, but like,
But it's
and
still
American History
there's
has,
a,
yeah,
there's a conversation.
there's a
there.
conversation to be had, and I think that's kind of like my main thing about movies is just doing this, talking about a movie.
Agreed.
And obviously us we can talk about for a long time, but Midsommar I feel like we could talk about for a long time because you had such a reaction to it, and I had also a reaction to it. And it's like that's the
I'm
point of art.
But I guess we got to talk about it.
Yes, that's the whole
like
point.
that was the point
Yeah.
of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why like sometimes it's like we talk about Independence. We're gonna go back to our feelings of Independence Day, but like this is an art form.
Agreed.
And it should make you feel something, whether there's repulsiveness or joy.
Right.
Not saying I had joy while watching this movie.
Necessarily, yeah.
But I would say it should make you feel something, and Midsommar really embodies that, and it is extremely uncomfortable, but it is,
yeah.
I would say, the most arty of movie we talked about.
If a movie makes you feel something,
It's doing
and
its
that was
job.
its job, then can you be upset that
Right.
it made you feel that way?
Exactly.
It's like, well, no. I mean, that's necessary. That's
Right.
what it was trying to do.
Right. But
Agreed.
sometimes that gets taken to an extreme, and then you get
Oh, sure.
weird stuff. But
That's fair.
yeah,
Agreed.
okay, cool.
Good picks.
Yeah.
Good picks. Okay. So now are we both to our wild card?
We're both the wild card, our last category.
The Joker versus Marriage Story. How do you want to do this?
I don't know, dude. What a wild category.
All right, we live in a society.
Let's
Let's try.
Wow. Cool. So I enjoyed Joker.
Yep.
I liked it.
Yep.
Maybe my top 10 of the year,
Mm-hmm.
but Marriage Story destroyed me, and I'm not even married.
Yeah. Marriage Story is very good, and I would have had it a little higher, but you took it.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome.
I couldn't have taken it, so I had to take the Joker.
I think Joaquin Phoenix has a beautiful performance in Joker. Great, not Heath Ledger's status, but a good Joker. Fantastic Joker.
Yeah.
A different Joker.
Yeah.
Great on different ways. But Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson have equally
That's fair.
as good performances.
And if you ever want to see Kylo Ren fight Black Widow,
yeah,
this
any
is the
yelling
only
match.
movie you can ever
Dude,
watch.
literally, that one scene where they're just in this apartment and they're
Yeah.
yelling at each other like, every day I wake up and I wish you were dead. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that stuff hit a little, like, I was like, whoa, okay,
Whoa.
you're doing like a good job of being an angry married couple.
Yeah.
It was a little crazy. But yeah, excellent film choice. It's surprisingly a simple plot.
Right.
Like if they, like if you boiled down the plot, it's like, how did this take an hour and a half or hour 45
Yeah.
or however long the movie
Mhm.
is? But I feel like they did a good job of pacing it in a way that made sense.
It's just so personal, the
It's
story.
no one's fault in
Right.
the end.
Yeah.
And that's what's so hard about it.
That's the other thing. Like, it's so even.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing because, like, sometimes it's like, oh, it's a deadbeat dad. And it's like, oh, it's obviously
Yeah.
this or whatever.
He's
the
absorbed by
yeah.
work and he, does some stuff.
Yeah, but
and
this is just like, and that's like the hardest thing. And that's why it's so gut wrenching is because both are correct and
Yeah.
both want the best,
agreed.
but they just don't agree.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's a great film. The reason
Joker, also a great choice.
Yeah, the Joker. I mean, this is an uncomfortable film, but not in like nearly as close as Midsommar.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like I could watch Joker again.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Going up against the Heath Ledger performance. The thing this one has going for it is that Batman doesn't exist yet,
Right.
or doesn't exist in
In-
general yet.
Batman form.
I feel like Joaquin Phoenix, definitely embodied it. Did a really good job, and in some ways, like the thing about Joker is that you don't have to compare them all to each other. There haven't been that many bad Jokers.
Yeah.
There've been a lot of great Jokers,
Right.
and there's been some that are kind of like, like even Mark Hamill, who's like Luke
brilliant.
Skywalker, is a great voice actor
Yeah.
for the animated Joker. I think the only one is like Jared Leto that would be
Most
like
controversial,
up there.
yeah.
That's like one performance is awful, and then you have the Snyder cut where he does some stuff, and you're just like, maybe this is our Joker. I don't know. So he's the only one that I feel like is, but not a lot of them have had like double performances. They're usually just
A
one-offs,
one-time thing, yeah.
except for like an animated series
Yeah, like,
Joker.
where he just keeps going.
But yeah, I feel like he set himself apart. in the physical sense.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Heath Ledger would have been like the scars on his face and kind of the style of his Joker. Joaquin Phoenix was like, what if you made like a guy who should be like 180, like 140?
Mm.
And he was really bad at joking around, and it just made him really depressed. So he became like really funny in his own eyes, and just like started a revolution.
Yeah, I think one of the minor negatives of Joker is like it became a meme. Like, we live in a society, which like shouldn't diminish the point of what the movie is saying.
Yes.
But then everyone just started memeing on it.
Can I say something really cool?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is really cool.
Yeah.
I can feel it. This movie would have literally been a masterpiece if it would have ended with, so they end the scene where supposedly it's Bruce Wayne and like the Waynes get killed in front of Bruce Wayne.
Right.
This movie would have been nuts if they would have just straight up said that Arthur was Bruce Wayne and he became the Joker instead.
Oh, nice.
Could you imagine if that movie ended with like Thomas Wayne was actually his dad and that he was actually just Bruce and they just named him something different? And it's like, what happens when you don't have like a father figure? Is that like...
Okay, so you're saying Joaquin Phoenix is Bruce?
Correct.
Okay.
And like... this whole time, maybe the dad did stay. Like, maybe he got shot, but he, like, stayed alive.
Right.
And, like, in staying, he, like, ruined his life or whatever.
So basically saying you need a supportive family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just, like, you could have been Batman, but now you're the Joker
instead.
instead.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, like, for me, it's the what could have been is what makes this movie kind of good.
If you did that, everyone got pissed off, though.
It's true.
Because then it's like, Batman couldn't
but
be
since
the
Batman
Joker?
doesn't exist, it felt like the perfect movie to be like, what if this was just Bruce Wayne that became the Joker instead?
Right.
And I'm just sitting here going like, what a missed opportunity.
That's
So that's
really
why
cool.
it didn't become like the greatest film of 2019.
Yeah.
Obviously I had Endgame, but Joker was excellent.
It was.
I just feel like there could have been one scene where like, what if they would have just said like,
pushed it a little bit.
He's Bruce Wayne actually.
Yeah, because it felt kind of like, yeah, we're seeing the Waynes get killed again, and then the Pearls, and then it's like,
So
we've
do an
seen,
alternate
do
twist.
something,
But when he finally becomes the Joker and Robert De Niro's part in this and does like his dancing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Bring down the like
yeah,
it's like every song we played at like Pep Band.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, let's go, and he's like walking down the steps and he's just like humping the air. And it's just like, this dude's nuts.
He had a great physical performance.
100%.
And you get what you deserve.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That scene where those two guys come to visit him and he kills one of them and he likes the other one.
Yeah, he's like, hey.
You're just like, the tension is just like palpable in that scene. It's nuts.
Yeah. Let's get nuts.
Yeah. Excellent performance. I feel like I was actually able to separate it from Heath Ledger. I wasn't constantly comparing them because of the Batman. But I think it just shows you like how good Batman's rogues gallery is.
Right.
That like
it can stand apart.
It can stand apart. And I would argue, I've said this for years, like the Christopher Nolan trilogy is excellent. Batman could not exist in those movies and you just sub in anybody.
Right.
And they're great movies.
They're
just so well written.
Yeah.
Because he has such a great, deep, like, rogues gallery that really the villain is the reason why those are good. Christian Bale can literally talk like an idiot throughout these movies. And you're just like, these are the greatest Batman movies to ever exist, you know? So I just, like, it's always been about the villains, you know? Batman just needs to be, like, kind of okay. But I feel like you have some grace in casting whoever you pick for Batman.
Hot take.
Thank you. Christian Bale is an excellent Batman.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, I think get another other dude to play Batman and still have those movies, they're still going to be classics.
Right.
I don't think it was dependent upon Christian Bale's.
No, I don't think so either, because I think those movies are just well done and just happens to be Batman's there.
Yep.
Because, like, it's just so well written and,
Yep, agreed. But his villains are excellent, and so I feel like this doesn't... this solidifies that in my mind is Joker can literally have his own movie.
Yeah,
like,
literally, yeah.
What not knocking Marvel, but at the moment, the
What
only
villain,
villain
yeah.
that
Loki.
can do something is Loki.
And he has a TV show.
Yep.
But no, and that took 20 years to build or whatever, 10 years, 15, whatever whatever it was.
Correct.
But yeah, literally you just throw a Joker out there and it's like,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Avengers came out in 2012, and he has a show in 2021.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how long it took.
Yeah.
And he's literally the same Loki, like
Yeah.
from that
Mhm.
2012 period. So
Yeah, and this was a first performance.
yeah, where he's like the lead. So I'm just saying.
Oh no, I agree with you. I
Killed
think
it.
Joker's good. I just feel like hey, I chose a movie too.
But yes, Marriage Story.
I think
dude.
Marriage Story is better.
Marriage Story is one I would watch again. Like if Midsommar made me so uncomfortable that I won't ever watch it again, Marriage Story made me so uncomfortable, but like I could watch it every now and then just to revisit
just to
it.
refresh it. Yeah,
But-
Midsommar is a unique. I'm probably never gonna watch that movie again either.
Yeah, I don't see the purpose in needing
Yeah.
to watch it again.
But
Unless I just want to watch someone else's like
reaction.
life change.
I don't know if I want to
Instantaneously.
do that to someone though.
That's the truth. Like
Yeah.
I told you this. I was like, it's gonna be hard for me to fight for that movie because like I don't know if I would argue that like someone needs to watch Midsommar.
No, yeah.
It's like it's different, it's crazy, but there are movies out there that I don't like recommend.
Right.
But I can just be straight up with you and be like, it's crazy. If you want to watch it,
I
go
know.
ahead.
Yeah,
But
there's
it's
a
not because of
giant
me.
asterisk next to that movie.
Yeah, it's not because of me. So, agreed. Did we do it?
I think so.
That's the movie draft for 2019, our first one.
Wow, that got.
How are you feeling? Are you still friends with me?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, thank God.
I didn't know Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was going to be so contentious. I didn't think you were going to pick it. I honestly removed it from my brain. I was like, oh, I saw it and I was like, no, I'm not picking it.
I was thinking of picking Marriage Story. My top 3 drama originally were Marriage Story, Joker, and Parasite. And then I put Marriage Story as my first wild card instead.
Nice.
But then when you picked it, I went ahead. I had Little Women up there as well. Little Women was excellent.
Oh, okay. I need to see that.
Let's talk about some of the picks that didn't get picked.
Okay. So Little Women. Let's go with that.
Little Women. Yeah, that's an excellent take on, I mean, a movie that's already been done multiple times. It's got our boy Timothy Chalamet in it. Come on, son. Dune. Let the spice flow, my folks. We're so excited for Dune, even though it got pushed back a few weeks. Timmy, we're coming for you, my
Timmy.
dude. We're coming. It's got Florence Pugh in it from Midsommar.
Yeah.
She's in it. She actually ends up with Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, spoilers.
Fun fact.
Dang.
There you go. Saoirse Ronan's in it.
Sasha.
She kills it.
Isn't it Sasha?
Oh, is it Sasha?
I think so.
I thought it was Saoirse. I think there's an R. There's an R in there.
Go for it.
But it has this like really cool. There's this cool line in it where she's like, "I like the idea of love, but I don't like the idea that I need to have it in order to be significant." And it's not this like pro like movement type line. It's just legitimately like, can I be of value without having
person,
to
yeah.
have love
Mm-hmm.
in my life? But at the same time, she's also saying like, I'm kind of lonely and would like to be loved.
Right.
But I just don't want it to be like an obligation, and it just tears you apart. And it's a great movie.
Nice.
So you should definitely check it out. Let's watch it together. You want to watch Little Women?
Is it
Tiny Ladies? You want to watch Tiny Ladies together?
Suanitos?
Suanitos.
Mujeritos?
Let's get
Is
a
that
glass of wine
mojeritos?
and watch Little Women together.
That might be the most
And
manly
maybe
thing
the
you've ever said to
gentlemen.
me.
We'll do Little Women and
yeah.
Gentlemen. Just have like a nice like. There you go.
Women and men.
There you go. A balanced evening.
That's the most manly thing you've ever said to me.
There you go.
Wow. So a few movies that Jojo Rabbit,
Yes, talk to me.
great movie.
Great movie.
Best Taika Waititi movie.
Really? Okay.
Sure. It's funny, but also heart wrenching in certain moments,
Sure.
and it kind of tore me apart at one point.
I need to check it out.
Yeah.
Also, another Scarlett Johansson performance. I think she even got nominated for both this and Marriage Story. I could be wrong,
She definitely got nominated for Marriage Story.
because that was like as a lead, but then I think she also got nominated as
For
supporting,
supporting.
and it was like, dang, ScarJo, get it.
I
And
pulled
then
up-
this is
yeah.
also during Endgame, where you're just like,
It was her year.
dang, get it.
Okay.
I need to
best
check it out.
Supporting actress. Yeah, you're right. She got nominated for both. But Laura Dern for Marriage Story won.
Yeah, that was stupid. That made no sense. She had one scene.
Yeah.
She had one scene that was like kind
Really
of good.
Yeah, no, the
But,
the lawyer scene.
It doesn't beat out everyone. That was the one year where I was like, okay, I watched Marriage Story and I loved it. But Laura Dern is not the reason why Marriage Story was good.
Mhm.
She had this like one part that was like, I get it.
Solid. Yeah.
But
She got nominated because she's
Stop.
Laura Dern, and she's great.
it's true.
Yeah.
It almost felt like kind of like, hey, we haven't given you one in a while, so
Yeah.
like you got nominated, so let's give it to you. It's
Yeah.
like I hate when that stuff happens.
Yeah. I want to go through. So I have pulled up the Oscars and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know the Oscars. So best film. I always like to try and see as many of the best films as I can before
Fair enough.
Oscars happen.
Yes.
So, Parasite.
Mm-hmm.
One of my movies that I almost picked, it was going to be between Marriage Story and this movie, was Ford versus Ferrari.
Okay. Still need to watch it.
Fantastic movie. Highly recommend.
Okay.
The Irishman, which we both haven't seen.
Yep.
Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, that's
All.
weird how that made it in. Huh.
Sorry. That was
I
actually.
guess it's actually good. Weird.
They're not always right. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
They picked Crash over something people were mad
Whatever.
about.
Whatever.
Over-
Say whatever you want. It's fine. Quentin Tarantino is the best. Anyway. Let's see. Another movie that I would love to talk about that I feel like no one, well, I don't know if I should say no one saw,
Very few.
is Ready or Not.
I just saw that today.
What'd you think?
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an excellent,
It's really
fun,
yeah.
Yeah. It's very good.
They literally at one point, I don't want to say what they say because they're like, "Hey, hail," and they just like start stabbing people.
Yeah. What if, yeah, so the premise of this movie is that this girl marries into this family and they play a game. They do like a game night every night that someone is added into their family. And depending on what game they play, it could just be simple like
Chess.
you're going to play chess. Or if this one specific game gets picked, which is hide and seek, they straight up have to try to murder you for the next 12 hours. And if you can make it till sunrise, you like get to
You
be
win.
in the family.
Yeah.
And she's like, haha, this must be a joke. And they're all like, well, we're grabbing our pitchforks. You better start running. And you're like, what? It's just this great twist on such a simple game.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Werewolves Within, but like,
Better.
what if it was good?
Yeah.
It was just, great movie.
It was fun. I know a lot of people had like qualms with it because it is so dumb and like, what a stupid game. Like, why would they ever do like this? But like for a game about hide and seek,
Agreed.
it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A movie about hide and seek, but yes.
Oh, sorry. Yes, thank you.
You're right. So anyway, Ready or Not, definitely check it out. What's another one you got?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to the top 5. Whatever. Okay. If you had to choose, which list was better?
Your list or my list?
Yeah. Overall, not just Endgame.
Ooh. Well, let's see. No, I feel good. I feel good
too,
about
yeah.
mine.
I really do too. Besides Endgame, I feel good.
Yeah.
And honestly, 1917 is right there. So
Yeah. I feel like
I think you definitely won in Endgame, but I really feel strong about all my other ones.
yeah, for me it feels like I clearly picked like the best one, and then maybe like some of my other picks would be like a 6th or 7th.
Mm-hmm.
But because I got the number 1,
Yeah.
it kind of like brings up the list. Does that make sense? Where maybe
Yeah.
yours are more tightly like 2 through
2
5
through, yeah.
kind of a thing. So yeah, I feel good. But that's gonna happen when you have the first pick and then you get the first next 2.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like horrible about.
No, I
like,
feel like
what
both
you
of our
stuck
lists
me
are
with.
good. Like,
Yeah.
barring one movie,
Yes.
I would feel comfortable. Well, and one I haven't seen. I would feel comfortable with that list.
Cool.
Yeah. But tell us what you thought.
Yes, we do need to hear from you.
Yes.
We need to settle this so that we can feel good about ourselves. Perfect.
Wow. Do you want to talk about some sleeper hits that weren't good enough to make your top or the draft? But we're like, hey, maybe some people should watch this, more of this, or maybe that you forgot that even happened this year, and that was definitely me.
Yes. So sleeper hit. That's not including Ready or Not. because I feel like I was able to talk about
I
that.
agree. Yeah.
Um,
I'd have that.
can I just say a few of them, and then we can maybe dive into a few of them?
I have like 6.
Okay, perfect. So, ones that I would say are sleeper hits would be 21 Bridges.
Oh.
Did you ever see
Okay.
it?
I did. I don't think it was a sleeper, but it was fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I ever talked to anybody about it, so I don't know who else watched it. Maybe that's not a sleeper hit. Anyway.
Sorry, I don't mean to shoot you down.
No, it's fine.
But it was fine.
Yeah, maybe because it's like
Shout out to Chadwick. Yeah.
but it's not Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honey Boy was another one.
Oh, that was Adam Sandler, right?
No, Shia LaBeouf. Honey Boy.
Honey Boy. Yes. Okay. The other Shia LaBeouf, not Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yes.
Got it.
This was also a Shia LaBeouf year, Peanut Butter Falcon and Honey Boy, but Honey Boy's where he actually portrays his own father, while Noah Jupe, who was in Quiet Place 2, plays young Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Excellent film. Couple I don't know, I feel like this is like sleeper hits, but maybe like honorable mentions.
Yes.
Is a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
Would also be Glass, which was the M. Night Shyamalan
Yes.
end of the trilogy of Unbreakable, Split, and then Glass. Did you watch them?
I did.
Okay. Based off of your reaction, you don't feel like this is a good movie.
That would honestly be one of your sleeper hits to go be in a top 5 of like you would have maybe have chosen this.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This
Okay.
was just like, if you're going to watch some other 2019 films.
Oh, no.
Okay, sorry. Got it. Okay. It's not the greatest, but it's kind of cool that he made a sequel.
Yeah.
And then how
it's
it all
great
tied
to be
in.
like, I know you're a
Unbreakable
Shyamalan
is a
fan.
great film,
Yeah.
and so the fact that he brought everyone back.
Oh,
was
this
kinda felt good.
it was cool. Yeah, it's great
It was a fun
in that
like, last
concept, but
chapter.
like it was like, oh, okay.
No, he brought it together kind of messy. Yeah.
I think Split was like, what? You bring this back?
Split was excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't forget Glass.
No,
But watch it.
This
But
is your
don't
opinion.
forget it. Yeah, you're right. Watch Glass. Okay.
Don't watch
Um,
Glass. I was kidding. Watch
The
Glass.
King on Netflix.
The
Another
King.
Timothée Chalamet film.
I haven't heard of this.
Oh, you haven't.
The King.
It's
That's
just
it?
called The King.
No.
He inherits the throne to fight. I don't remember what era.
France.
Sure. No, I don't think so. You'd have to like look into like who he specifically played. But Rob Pattinson's in it, and there's
Nice.
like this cool like kind of medieval knight tale. It's a good film.
Speaking of Rob Pattinson, I did watch The Lighthouse for this.
Ooh, okay, I need to watch that. Or do I not need?
I
to
don't
watch
think
that?
so.
Okay, got it. Not.
There's a
quite.
reason it's not on this list.
Okay, got it.
Or I'm just throwing controversial opinions, and no one trusts me anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I only have like 3 more left.
Okay.
El Camino.
Nice.
The Breaking Bad movie that just gives you a little fill in of what happens post the TV show. I thought that was a pretty good film.
Nice.
I think it justified its existence, and it wasn't like Breaking Bad's already really good TV show, so to like make more, always felt like you better like write
something good.
well.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Better Call Saul is a really good show. I haven't watched it, but to make a movie, I think they did a good job with Aaron Paul coming
Nice.
back.
Yeah.
Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Nice. That's on my list
Come
too.
on,
Let's go.
The best animated Pokemon film.
That,
I mean,
I'm not a Pokemon fan, but that was a great movie.
oh, it was so good.
It was so
I love
fun.
it.
Yeah.
I was like, Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And I was like, never mind. I'm here for it.
No, it was
all.
great. Shocking.
Super good. And then lastly, I would put Booksmart as an honorable
Nice.
mention as
Same.
well.
Cool.
Booksmart was good. It's a fun, super bad-esque
Yeah.
film is what I would call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it thoroughly. Fun
Nice.
comedy.
Yeah. Those are great choices. I agree with you with Booksmart. I have a slash next to it as The Good Boys.
Oh, I need to watch that.
It has a very similar feel, but they're just a little younger.
A little younger.
And I feel like I have a very strong connection to Good Boys because it was very similar to like my middle school-ish experience.
Oh, cool.
Not
I'll have to
like
check that out.
not exactly, but like the three friends were like, oh, these were my three friends, me and my two other friends. I was like, oh, that's exactly us.
Okay.
I would second Detective Pikachu. I would throw in there Shazam.
Oh yeah, Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate DC, so it just never made.
Literally had Joker as one of your.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like a DC film. So yeah.
I know that. I don't know. That's yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Shazam.
I
was
have.
okay.
I have. Let's see. I have Peanut Butter Falcon. I have The Farewell, which is Aquafina led.
Ooh, yeah, I need to
Really
watch that.
good. Almost was chosen as one of my top draft picks
Okay.
because it was so like whoa, kind of heartbreaking, but it was
check it out.
great. Yeah,
Okay.
highly recommend. Some kind of fun ones. I enjoyed Alita Battle Angel.
Oh yeah. I
Solid,
just assumed
yeah.
it was just hot garbage because of how many times it was like pushed off. But then I've heard like
It's
actually, if
good.
you check it out,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like it's not great, but it's
Mhm.
solid, and I'm interested in the universe enough.
Okay.
I think Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark
Mm.
was actually genuinely kind of scary.
That's a movie. That's not a TV show.
It was it's a movie. It was
Oh,
a
I'm
book.
thinking
It
of
was
What
a
We
book
Do in the
series.
Shadows.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
is
yeah. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was like R.L. Stein. No, that's Goosebumps.
Goosebumps?
It was like short stories that got kind of smushed
But
together.
It's all one movie.
But it's all one movie, and Benicio del Toro
Ooh,
was
my
a
boy.
producer. He did like Hellboy and
Mhm.
the Pan's Labyrinth,
Oh, okay.
and I think he did the Pacific Rim, right? Del Toro, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of a bunch of short stories got kind of smushed together, or like kind of like children kind of horror stories.
Okay.
So solid. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I have How to Train Your Dragon 3. I don't love the third one, but I absolutely love the last 15 minutes. And it kind of destroyed me because I loved the second movie. It is genuinely like
Yeah.
10 out of 10 for me.
Mm.
But the third one was pretty okay until like the end where you get like the future stuff.
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro is who you were talking about.
I said Benicio del Toro is the
an
actor. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you for
But
correcting
yes, I
me.
looked it up.
I was just thinking about Last Jedi.
Get out of here.
Detective Pikachu. I have Ad Astra with Brad Pitt.
I never watched it. Is it actually good?
It's solid. I was expecting. I think my expectations were Arrival level, and nothing's
Mm.
gonna reach Arrival.
You do love Arrival.
I do love Arrival, but it's a solid, like, interesting sci-fi journey, a slow burn, kind of like maybe it's a future kind of like Blade Runner ish, where it kind of bombed,
Sure.
but then got kind of a cult following. It could be something
Gotcha.
like that.
Okay.
And my last movie, which I honestly almost picked for my comedy, was a movie called Klaus.
Oh, the Santa Claus
The
movie?
animated Netflix Santa Claus movie. Genuinely one of my favorite Christmas movies already. It's so
Nice.
good. It was just fun. It was just, no one talks about it. I don't even think I know anyone who's seen this movie. Highly recommend, but obviously not right now because you gotta wait till December to watch it. But I would highly recommend it. Just straight, just fun.
Wait, J.K. Simmons plays Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, I'll watch it. Holy cow. Are
It's
you
so
serious?
good.
Yeah,
It's
it looks,
so good.
looks beautifully animated.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like a different animated style. It's not like as much
Mhm.
as I like Pixar style. It
looks kind of like watercolory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's great. It really, of all the like these sleeper hits, Klaus, whatever you want to say, would be the one I recommend the most.
Norm Macdonald's in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Get out of here.
How have I
Cut
not
the
seen-
check.
Okay, I will cut the check. I'll pay you immediately.
Thank you.
Hey, it was an Oscar nominated.
It was. It lost
best-
to Toy Story 4.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? Toy Story 4, I mean, the Toy Story is just automatically get
It's going to win
Oscars.
because it's Pixar.
Yeah.
But oh man, so this
I don't
brings
even
me
care about Toy Story
Okay,
4,
cool.
so it's fine.
This brings me into my second half of 2019,
Bring it.
where it was all sequels, and kind of bad.
It's true.
And
There were a lot of sequels.
I know a lot of people that love Toy Story 4, and I liked Toy Story 4,
Yeah.
but it should have ended at 3. We did not need Toy
100%.
Story 4.
100%.
And it's kind of annoying that Toy Story 4 beat Klaus. Or Klaus.
Yeah, there was nothing special about Toy Story 4
No.
except for Keanu Reeves' Duke Kaboom.
Yes.
I mean, God bless.
God bless.
And what's that little tiny... Oh, there's a little...
Forky.
No, well, Forky was kind of funny, but there was that little tiny, like, police chief.
Oh yeah, he was cool. He was
What
always
was
asking for like
one?
high fives and stuff, right?
Well,
Or no?
there was that guy. There was the Carl Weathers character, but there was the, like... Oh, what's her name? I'll look it up. But talk about other movies.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm trying to think of what her name is.
2019. I think it's also because there was such a gap year between COVID. 2019 has become the year of, oh, that movie came out, and also that movie was straight hard garbage.
Yes.
Giggle
Giggle McDimples.
McDimples.
Thank you. Yeah, she was pretty funny, but other than that,
I'm gonna list off a whole bunch of disappointing sequels
please do.
or spin-offs.
Please do.
I honestly put Glass in this category. I'm very sorry.
It's fine. It's just we're an M. Night Shyamalan family,
Yeah.
and so like for us to finally get a sequel to like arguably one of our favorite Shyamalan films, we're just like, okay, if you're gonna bring Bruce
And then
Wack,
Split is so good.
Split is very good.
Yeah.
I would agree though that Glass is the
weakest
worst of the three.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not even saying it's a good movie. It's just like,
To-
holy crap,
to
he
happen,
finally
to
did
even
this.
happen. Yeah.
He doesn't make a sequel to
Yeah.
any of his movies.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Angry Birds 2. Start out strong.
No comment.
47 meters down, or whatever the sequel was called.
Sure.
Zombieland 2, which I never saw. What I heard was maybe okay, but
It's-
it was more of the I forgot about it category.
It's okay, but I don't think it justified its existence.
Maleficent 2,
Didn't even watch it.
Dark Phoenix,
Don't even care.
Godzilla King of Monsters.
Watched it, liked it because of the villain,
Yes,
but ultimately,
the humans drug it down.
yeah, that's the
the
worst
whole
part
reason-
of
yeah.
all those movies.
I
And they're
know.
like, what if we did more human?
Yeah.
It's like, stop.
Yeah. Secret Life of Pets 2.
I'm going to let you speak on that one. Because I didn't see it.
Oh, I hated it. It was dumb.
Okay, got it.
But it's the funniest thing because my sister hates the first movie,
Yeah.
and I have to like the second or like them just
Yeah.
because she hates them so much
Okay, got it.
because she doesn't like the Minions, and so it's like proximity to that,
Got it.
and so but that movie was straight hot garbage.
Straight hot garbage.
One that I actually kind of enjoyed was the new Terminator movie, which I just forgot
Oh.
even existed.
Okay.
Terminator Dark Fate. It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tough call for like most of Terminators.
I'm going to watch that.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Mm. I mean, it's Fast and
Yeah,
Furious. You know me.
that's the only I've seen 2 Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
And it was Fast 7 and Hobbs and Shaw, and Fast 7 was much better.
Okay.
Charlie's Angels.
Ooh.
Kristen Stewart is the best part about that movie.
Correct.
Everything else is like it's just average. I'm not saying these are all
Yep.
bad. I'm just saying
No,
like I
but-
kind of forgot about these.
Yeah. Yep. I would agree with everything you just said.
Men in Black International.
Didn't see it.
Surprising. Okay. Straight hot garbage.
Straight hot
Lego Movie 2. Gemini Man. Did not see.
Yeah, as soon as I saw de-aged Will Smith, I was just like,
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, but there's 2 Will Smiths.
But there's two?
We're gonna watch a movie right
I'm
now.
just kidding. Okay.
And last but certainly not least, Cats.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't make a judgment.
I have also not seen it yet, but also it's Cats.
Let me just say that the Broadway play on VHS still holds up today.
Let me
So,
just say, Cats.
I understand. And you're right. And I'm
Let me
not
just
gonna
say-
argue.
Cats.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, that was just like, hey, I forgot these movies even existed, and they came out literally 2 years ago,
Yep.
and I cannot believe it's only 2 years.
Did you watch Dr. Sleep?
No,
We
I-
watched that.
oh, I need to.
Parts of it were really good.
Sequel to The Shining.
Yes.
Yeah. Ian McGregor, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, very good. Rebecca Ferguson played the
Oh,
bad
yeah.
lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's the villain. It's a little weird. but there's definitely parts of it that are very good.
Nice.
We didn't even talk about Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh yeah.
It's my favorite live-action Spider-Man movie.
If you want to get into another argument,
Please. I would love to.
and I understand you saying live action because I know we both agree that Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Let's just start from there.
Okay.
I think Far From Home is not even the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Okay. Let me start by also saying, get out of my house. No, it's fine. I don't care. It's the first time where he finally gets to be Spider-Man without any restrictions.
Without being in New York. I'm just
Well, not
being far
New
from
York,
home.
But yes, but like they
He's
leaned
Spider-Man,
heavily
yeah.
on like we got to make sure you know that Disney helped make these movies. So Robert Downey Jr. be in these movies. Like there
Right.
has to be a mentor. There has to be a mentor.
Right.
And they still kind of did a mentor with like Mysterio, but it finally felt like he was Spider-Man.
He was his own person.
You
yeah.
know, and for me that was awesome.
That's totally fair.
I know there's the Tobey Maguire like Spider-Man 2, and I know it's like it's held so far up that like it can't be touched, but like for half that film he's not Spider-Man.
Right.
And so there's still like a flaw to that movie to me.
Right.
And so that's why it's still like for me like the Tom Holland has been the best Spider-Man thus far live action. I still think it's missing something. Every time I watch a Spider-Man movie, I'm like, "Oh, that was good."
Mm-hmm.
But I never feel like I leave a Spider-Man movie going like,
That knocked it out of the park.
"Ugh, that was the best." Like
Right.
Spider-Verse, great flick, but there still had to be so much like stuff that happened.
It was
like,
not just Spider-Man.
I just feel like I always leave a Spider-Man movie going like, "Why couldn't this have just been perfect?"
I agree. I totally agree. Okay. Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man.
But you love Homecoming better.
I like Homecoming better. But Spider-Man 2 is my favorite Spider-Man movie, and that could just be from nostalgia, but
Yeah.
also I think that movie just holds up.
The Doc Ock fights are phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the Mysterio scenes in Far From Home
But
are
the
like
train scene. You're
Okay,
saying
the
them as yeah.
the train scene is good, but he also makes the face that he looks like he's having diarrhea when he stops the train. So I mean, there's you can.
It's just because it
there's
got
give and
memed.
take.
It got memed.
It didn't get memed. He looked weird. That's not a face
Just
you
because
make.
Tobey Maguire's got a weird
Now,
face.
granted, I don't know what face I would make if I was stopping a train and had to put a bunch of webs out
Yeah.
on saying.
You
It's a
make the
great
poopy
movie.
face.
It's a great movie. Tobey Maguire walked so that Tom Holland could run. I
Right.
get it. Those Mysterio scenes, though, are straight from a comic book.
Yeah, they're great.
They're great.
They're great.
And Jake Gyllenhaal, like, owning the
oh.
whole, like, yeah.
Dude,
Come on.
man crush on Gyllenhaal. Like, I'm not questioning it there.
Yeah.
I just feel like I think it might be a combination of a slight Marvel fatigue. Just being like,
Well,
oh,
and
here's
it
the fun
followed
clip, and
Endgame.
following Endgame.
It
Like,
followed
are you
Endgame.
kidding me?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that was where a lot of it came.
If
down.
Black Widow would have replaced Far From Home, and Far From Home would have
came out
replaced,
like nowish,
yeah, I think we would feel incredibly different.
I think so. Or I would feel
And
different.
Black Widow would be like, oh, of course, this
Yeah.
movie's trash because
Yeah.
whatever, you know, like,
I think
how do you follow Endgame?
I as much as I enjoy Gyllenhaal and I enjoy his performance and I enjoy the visual spectacle of Mysterio, I think Falcon was a better villain.
And by Falcon, you mean Vulture.
Yes, thank you.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was so good that you forgot his name. Yep, great argument.
Nick.
I'm just kidding. Got it. No, I agree. Michael Keaton's Vulture, there was some cool, like, the one thing I will give the Vulture in Homecoming is the best thing about Peter Parker is that all of his villains are usually someone he's connected with in real life.
Right.
And when that limo scene happens, you're just like,
it's terrifying.
come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
poop in
great.
my pants.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, okay, cool. Agree to
Very good.
disagree.
Very good. Should we talk about some clunkers?
Oh, yeah, sure. I feel like I named half of them sometimes.
Well, that's true. I guess you did kind of come out with like a list, but are there ones that you like feel like you need to talk about how bad they are?
Hold on. So I actually do have a list of, I have ranked every movie I've seen in 2019.
Okay. Wow.
I just need to sign into my account here. Hold on. Down there, I remember is Dark Phoenix is down there pretty far. And a
I
lot of
may
the-
watch it one day, but it's just like, oh, your idea of resurrecting the X-Men is to do the exact same thing as the other
Yeah.
X-Men movies.
Yep.
Interesting choice.
Yep.
There are other X-Men stories besides Dark Phoenix.
Wait, what?
Just a heads up on how
Are you sure?
in Hollywood. They're just like, wait, it's not Wolverine and Dark Phoenix? There's other X-Men? It's like,
No, I
That's
don't know
the
what you're
whole
talking
point.
about. I don't know what you're talking
there's
about.
all these things called mutants, and they have so many different powers, and they're like, well, does Hugh Jackman get to be in the movie? It's just like, stop. It's okay.
Okay.
Let's take it one at a time. Let's crap on these together. Or maybe I'll.
I don't
defend
know.
them.
I don't know. I feel like most of the ones I kind of already kind of threw out there. Men in Black International, straight hot garbage. Secret Life of Pets 2. Did you see Pet Cemetery?
I didn't. Is
Oh.
it bad?
It's bad. Yeah.
Okay. Then I don't need to see it.
There's this movie called Ma with
Oh,
Octavia
yeah.
Spencer.
Yeah.
Straight hot garbage.
Really?
She's good.
yeah.
it's just like,
she seems creepy. Like
yeah.
like she would do a good creepy character.
Yeah, it was just
Because she's always like the best.
yeah.
And the most wholesome
She's like the most
character.
wholesome. Yeah.
a
Everything
twist.
around her is bad.
Damn.
Yeah. And then there's at the bottom of my list, this movie called After, which just recently got a sequel.
Kinsey, stop listening now. Go ahead.
No
Go
way.
ahead.
I know, and that was the
My
thing.
sister, don't listen.
My girlfriend at the time
Yes.
loved the book series,
Got it.
and it to me it's just
Wow.
mm,
I heard it stars the guy who played young Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter films,
Oh,
and that's
really?
why you need to like it. So, that's
no.
all I got.
I've heard nothing.
That's all I
It's
got.
it's just like it's 50 Shades tier for me of just like bad romantic comedy. I'm sorry to your sister, and
It's okay.
I will apologize to her.
It's okay. Just don't listen. It's gonna be okay, Kinsey. It's gonna be fine.
I feel like I'm stepping on a lot of toes tonight.
You're fine. You're fine.
I don't feel very
I'll
good.
take care of you. I'll take care of you.
I'm stepping on too many toes.
A couple movies, or did you have?
I'm done.
Okay, you're done. Okay,
I'm done for the night.
that's fine. A couple movies that didn't quite live up to what I thought they would be was. Did you ever see Bombshell?
Oh no, but I know like Margot Robbie again. Yeah.
It was. I don't know. I understand what it was trying to do, but it kind of like did it. It's like sexual harassment in the office. It's awful. And then there's a scene where like they still show everything, and it's like, wasn't that the whole point, that like this movie wouldn't do the sexual like it was weird. It was
Oh,
like
okay.
Hollywood gets to
Do
it on screen
because it's fake,
because it's fake.
but also
But then it was also like, wait, what? I don't like. Wouldn't it make sense to not do it and say that it happened off screen, and then like,
yeah. But then how do you know? Like how? Do
I
you,
understand. It just was like, you
There's-
just did what that guy was going
Right.
to do, and so then it kind of it couldn't like separate it
Okay,
for me in my
that's fair.
mind. It was like, why does the company get to do it, but the like it was it was
because
weird. It was a weird dynamic. I did not see Dora the
Lost.
Explorer in the Lost City of Gold.
I was
Maybe this is my time.
I honestly kind of was semi excited for that. I was like, oh okay, that looks decent.
I heard Hellboy was bad, but
I
I'd
heard
like
Hellboy
to
was bad,
eventually
too.
watch it
Yeah, I
because
would
of
like
Dave
to.
Harbour. I love
he
that guy.
he looks like a good Hellboy.
He looked like he would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't talk about 2019 without talking about Captain Marvel. If there was a movie that, so following Endgame, impossible
Mhm.
to live up. But what if you're the movie right before Endgame and you're actually worse?
Yeah.
Probably one of the worst Marvel movies. Pretty close.
Yeah.
I don't think you ranked it
I'd-
quite as.
I had
low,
it
but-
higher than you guys did, in a separate video that may be coming out at some point.
Yeah. But Captain Marvel,
Exists.
it exists, but it's the problem of trying to make a prequel when something's already so established that you're now stuck to making like a cookie cutter.
Basic.
We have to make the main character so forgetful that she can't remember anything that happened.
Right.
That she has to fit in here. You know, it had too many hoops to jump through that it
Yeah.
just wasn't good. And honestly, the part that killed it for me wasn't that, like, Carol Danvers wasn't relatable at all. It was the Nick Fury
eye scratch.
eye patch thing. Is just like, it was unforgivable.
Yeah.
Like, I just was like, he's like, the last time I trust somebody, I lost an eye. And that was in Winter Soldier, and you're like, this dude is a badass.
Yeah.
And then you find out that it was a cat that scratched him, and you're just like, dude, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Marvel, what? That's the one time where I'm just like, wait,
That's
you legit thought that was a good idea.
That was one of the worst decisions they could have
Just
made.
give him an eye patch beforehand, and you don't have to establish it. I don't
Not
care.
everything has to be explained.
It doesn't. No, especially if you're going to explain it that way.
Yes.
Dumb. Yesterday is another movie that was, like, actually kind of good, but I just feel like didn't quite hit it. The problem is when you use Beatles music, you have to make sure, like, the whole movie is pretty good. But that movie's premise was that, what if you wake up one day and everyone forgets that Beatles music exists, but he remembered it, and so he starts to become popular because he's singing all the Beatles songs. It was overall pretty good, but I think it was kind of missing something. But other than that, I don't think
we hit the
any
major ones.
I don't think there's any other movie that I can think of that I was like, you know what, I need to talk about how crappy this movie is. Unless I can think of something, but I think that's pretty much it.
I think overall, my theme for 2019 was just a bunch of sequels that did not live up to hype. And that was all the ones I pretty much labeled before.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Where all the ones we mentioned, barring Endgame, were, I think, original ideas, really. Oh, Joker! You could debate Joker's a
I mean, it's
sequel-ish.
the first origin story.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's maybe some in the comics, and then there's some that, like, that happened on, like, screen. But
yeah,
I think for the most part, it was pretty original. But
So, I mean, that's a whole conversation in itself about, like, Hollywood and just cranking out sequels and all that. But I think it was, for me, a mix of, like, wow, I forgot this movie existed / came out in 2019, and it was kind of bad.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the movie Tolkien that came out in 2019?
No.
Okay.
That sounds right up my alley, though.
A little bit. You got it tattooed to your body. Maybe that could be something worth checking out. But yeah, I think overall that pretty much covers most of 2020. 2019. And yeah, I can't think of any other films that I would have liked to have talked about. So, okay.
Man, what a year.
Great year. I mean, we obviously were able to crap on a couple movies, but, like, when you come out with 200 films that are worth talking about,
Yeah.
there's going to be some duds in there for sure.
Well,
But
yeah, there's going to be some cash grabs, and I think obviously every year is going to have that.
yeah. The thing I was telling Michael earlier before this podcast was that I feel like this was one of the years, obviously I think as we go back, there will be maybe another year or two, but, like, this was the year that I felt like streaming was just like, yo, we're here, and we're coming. Like, this is, like, Marriage Story, I think, was Netflix,
Yes.
right? I'm trying to think if there was any other ones that were...
all of these ones. I mean...
Yeah, most of them were theatrical releases.
Of our main ones, no, but I think Peanut Butter Falcon was a...
Honey Boy was on
Amazon.
something after a while too, but
Claws was a Netflix.
but I think you're just like the sheer number of films was able to almost like double just because of the streaming platforms are able to do this now. So I think overall you are going to see a lot more movies going forward. Obviously 2020 is exempt, but 2021 and going forward we're going to start to see like Netflix this year has said that they're going to come out with at least 52 movies.
Jeez.
One movie a week. So, I mean, that's
wild.
that's absurd amounts of movies. So, 50 movies to talk about alone would have been enough for a year, you know, let alone from one company.
Yeah, be like,
So,
hey, what's the best movies of just Netflix?
Yeah.
I think it was really interesting to go back to 2019, to a year that I saw a really good amount of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I feel comfortable with my list. I mean, there's 3 movies that I didn't see that I would be like, oh, maybe I should see that.
Sure.
But as we go backwards, it's going to be more interesting to be like, oh, this year this came out, and the same year this year came out. So I think this one was overshadowed by Endgame, in my opinion. Because it was like, who's going to pick Endgame first?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. There's definitely going to be some, like, higher-up movies, but I think just for the cultural impact, it depends on who's in the room, though. You know, like, you and I are obviously Marvel fans.
Mm-hmm.
There could be some people who are like, yeah, cool, whatever, I heard about it.
Yeah. Oh, that was the argument I wanted to make on Endgame against 1917. Not to bring that back up again, but I feel like we are so inundated with Endgame and Marvel that we're such fans of it that like I know my dad doesn't really like it.
Sure.
And he thought 1917 was better. So I think general consensus, maybe, you know.
Yeah, it's hard though, because it's hard to capitalize on like, because not only was Endgame like iconic, but it was also the highest grossing film of all time until like Avatar came out with like a random like weekend show.
Yeah, whatever.
So
that was weird. But I think generally moving forward, Endgame will be the quintessential movie of this year. Like if you think if you think of 2019, it'll be like, oh yeah, Endgame came out, and then not that it's the most, as we said, most artistically significant film, but it's culturally significant, and the design of it and the year based off of it and like the years built up to it.
Yeah,
it'll be studied in that respect.
Agreed. Yeah, that's what I'm excited for, is like when Marvel becomes kind of like a history, like when we'll finally start talking about Marvel in the past tense.
Yeah.
Because we've kind of just been constantly in the like, they're still in their prime, they're still in their prime. This was in some ways their way of saying like, all right, we're done, even though we're not.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the end of a saga, end of a run. And going forward, will they reach these heights again? I don't know. Are they even going to try? I don't know.
Yeah. It was just
I
so
think
unique.
there's still enough to mine there that they can keep going. But something happened with Endgame that was like, so many things had to come into like fruition, and I feel like the way that it was handled was so well done. Could it have done a few things better? Could it have done more? Could it have whatever? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But what we got was so like perfect, I feel like, for what needed to happen, that it doesn't matter if like, oh yeah, maybe Cap could have done like a few more things in this arc of his story, or Thor could have maybe done this. It was like, I don't even care about the details anymore. The fact that you landed the ship, like that's how I talked about Endgame going for like before it came out. I was like, if they land the ship, it'll be the greatest movie of that year.
Right.
And it'll be the most iconic Marvel movie ever made if they just land the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they do something while they land the ship and it's dope, great. But all I care about is landing the ship. And then you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
And now that's exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like they landed the ship. And to some, that doesn't feel like it was that revolutionary. It's like, well, landing a ship, okay, big whoop. They didn't like change the game. They didn't whatever. And it's like,
it was a big ship.
But you landed a ship of movies, 21 movies
something
before
like
that
yeah.
or something. It was just like, where each one's a chapter. It's like, what other movie has done that?
Never
James
done
Bond doesn't count because
they're
not leading into each other all the time. Like, there is no other. There's no blueprint for this, and they literally made it, and they're just showing everybody. It's like, you'll never create this again. It was nuts. Yeah. So you got to. I agree. You have to say Endgame was the quintessential film of that year.
Yeah, it has to be. There's literally no other choice. Even if you're like not into Marvel, I feel like you have to understand this changed the game.
It did. Yeah. And I don't even think, like, if we go back from 2019 to when Marvel was created, I don't know if there may be 1 or 2 years between then and now that maybe a Marvel movie is the quintessential film.
I don't
But
think.
Endgame was like, I think you just got to tip your cap and just, hey, take your L, let them win this one, and let's call it good.
Yeah.
Because every other year they made some great films, but nothing was like, that was the 20.
Yeah, like it's just like we love Civil War and Winter Soldier, but like, is it the best movie of 2014 or whatever?
No,
probably not.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, gotta give Marvel its win on this one.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Unbeatable.
I don't think anyone's gonna argue. I think I've talked about Endgame in every podcast episode we've done so far. So.
And you continue, and you still will.
I will.
Looking back, I should have taken maybe the first pick and just stole Endgame from you just to be that guy.
Yeah. If you would have, I probably should have stopped recording. It's fine.
I did that as a courtesy.
No, I appreciate you. So anyway, I guess for the folks at home, if you need one more reminder, Team Nikki Cruz, Team Bad Boy LaCroix. You got Avengers Endgame, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Us, The Gentleman, and Joker versus
Mikey Z's team of 1917, Knives Out, Marriage Story, Midsommar, and Marriage Story. Wait, what did I say?
and Parasite.
And Parasite, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you do have some solid picks.
As do you, my friend.
Solid picks. Thank you.
Well, you could listen to many other 2019 drafts and other people talking about Endgame and Parasite and fighting over which Tarantino film is trash and which Tarantino film is maybe okay. But you haven't heard us. Not Us United.
That's true. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. You've just listened to Not Us United. You can find us under Not Us United on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Please leave us a review and consider subscribing to our podcast. You can reach out for future podcast topic suggestions at notusunitedpod@gmail.com.